Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lost Mine of Phandalin. I am the DM, and with me are my wonderful players. Hello.
Hello.
So just some very quick announcements, and we will get moving from there. So just wanted to, it's been crazy. I feel like I haven't seen some of you. I actually saw recently, like in person, which was crazy. But haven't seen all of you for since last Friday. Yeah, and it's been very, very crazy, and I am very happy to be back. And I can't wait to see what happens tonight. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff moving forward. We have let's see, this Monday is going to be our second session of our Monster Hearts 2 game, Welcome to Whisperbank. And so that is going to be a lot of fun. If you are unfamiliar with the Monster Hearts 2 setting, it is an RPG, but it is definitely, it's not what you would be used to from a Dungeons and Dragons game. You are looking at an apocalypse system where we use D6s to make rolls, but the setting itself is early 1990s in Washington State, in a small, sleepy little town called Whisperbank, where teenagers are trying to make their way through high school and all of the fun things. You remember what it's like being a teenager. Trying to make their way through all that shit. Oh, by the way, they also happen to be monsters. So there is that. So with that little added element there, our first session went along really, really well. It's a 6-part series. So our second part is going to be this Monday at 7:30 p.m. So if you get a chance, please give us a view. That would be great. Let us know what you think. I'm always very interested in the feedback, as well as knowing what kind of games people like to play, and what they think of the games that we're running. You could also share some of that input on our Discord channel as well. Let's see. Our YouTube subs have gone up. Unfortunately, it's not accurately reflected in the stream for some reason. I'll have to take a look at that. But yeah, man, we are inching towards that 100 Twitch subs. And once we get there, once again, we're going to be doing a giveaway of 3-inch 3D printed models of random people. Will get through this giveaway one of our illustrious players' actual PCs in a 3-inch 3-inch model. Once we get there, I can't wait because the randomness of it is so great. It might not only just be this group of players, it will also be our group of players from the Thursday game as well. So I can't wait to see how that all works out. And once again, thank you to our patrons. Our patrons are absolutely, they are killing it with their support. And because of that support, we're going to be able to do a lot more stuff, even as we're running all of this. Just sounds crazy, but we're going to do it. As always, I want to get to the game as quickly as I can. So again, I want to say, if you have not begun to support any of the players here and their projects, what's wrong with you? Please do so. Right? Get your life in order, get it together. Please follow them, support them in all of the ways that you possibly can, because they are amazing. They are all doing amazing projects. They all have their own amazing things. And something I was actually talking about with some folks over the course of this weekend was, I really just want to share how amazing and awesome the folks who let me run, the games for them are. Like, all of the things that they can do, all of the things they contribute, all of the things that they're passionate about. It's my goal to share those things with everybody. So please, you'll see all of their various projects. You'll see during the break. During the break, you'll see all of the contact information, the Twitch pages, all of their things. So please, whatever you can to support them, please do so. It's, only, as I keep saying, the best way to keep supporting each other is lifting each other up by following and supporting the best way you can. So yeah, that's pretty much it. As far as announcements go. I'm sorry. Julia and Jean, this Friday on Conventional Heroes, they are actually continuing with their Curse of Strahd campaign. So if you've been kind of hankering for that and you weren't sure, when they were going to be starting that up, that is starting back up now. So this Friday is at 8:30 p.m., right?
Correct.
Okay. So if you're not interested in Friday Night Magic, which I have here at 8 p.m., please follow them and watch their Curse of Strahd campaign. But if you want to kind of do both, you can do that too, because I usually play Friday Night Magic, and then when we're done, we kind of mosey on over to Unconventional Heroes anyway, and catch what they're doing. So please do so. Let's see. John, again, once as always, Tales of the Left Hand. Buy the book, listen to the book, listen to his amazing voice acting. I mean, it's all amazing. Support his stuff, please.
Thanks.
Yeah. And Matt also, not only with the Monster of the Week with Good Neighbors, is also doing World of Aspire. If Monster Hearts is not your thing on Monday, please, Aspiring Adventures, they do their campaign on Mondays as well, so please give them a follow. And if you're looking at for a homebrew D&D adventure, that's the thing that you want to go see on Monday. That's if you're not interested in Monster Hearts too. So check them out if you're not interested. I know it sounds weird that I'm just like saying go see other people's things when I am running my thing, but as I said, it's more important for me to support other people. If you want to watch me, you're going to watch me anyway. So if you're not, you should watch them. You should support them. So, yeah.
And that's why you're awesome. Yay.
I'm okay. But thank you. Alrighty. So with that, let's get this game started. All right. Last week when we were all together, you all finally made your way through Cragmaw Castle. Not only did you bypass the security and stations of goblins and hobgoblins that were poorly watching the outside of this area for intruders, you snuck in, dispatched what seemed to be some kind of servant or courier of the Black Spider. You killed the leader of this group of goblinoids and his pet, and saved a battered and weary Gundren Rockseeker. In the throes of this battle, the alarm was sent out, and you eventually did even more battle with some of the groups of goblins and hobgoblins in the area. But through a harrowing ordeal, but some amazing planning and even luckier rolls, you were able to dispatch all of the denizens within. You then began your slow, arduous trek back to Phandalin. And at this point in time, you do see, while Gundren's current wounds seem to be healed, there is definitely health concerns, to be sure. His hands and fingers are swollen and misshapen. You find that getting him on the cart, you have to actually help him, as he seems to be hobbling a little bit with his leg. And there are still cuts and bruises that are slowly going away. One eye still swollen shut. But he definitely seems better than when you originally found him. And as you are progressing back towards Phandalin from the you made your last you were actually getting to your camp to rest for the evening before making your way out. But again, you can see Gundren hobbling a little bit and just kind of like very stoically not saying anything, but like grunting with each step until you actually make it back to the camp. And that is currently where we are at right now.
Hey, Basha, you're a little bit more skilled. Maybe we should try to reset Gundren's issues. I can heal him in the morning, but if we don't want him to heal overnight partially any of those damages, there might be ways that we can splint his arm or reset bones, or if something's dislocated. We should really check you over. And Gundren, you're not arguing against this.
Well, no, I'm not against it, but I will tell you that and he kind of holds his hands up, and you can sense like the fingers are all broken and gnarled. Like it's really, really disgusting the way they look. He's like, they actually fucking did this on purpose. That goblin priest, every time they would beat me within an inch of my life, they would come in and purposely have him heal me like this. So, I mean, I'm willing to try anything at this point, and if you're like any of you are trained like doctors, that would be great. But
I have 2 daughters, so a little bit of medicine training from having to patch them up all the time, especially with the youngest.
I mean,
I
know how to take care of
gang fights.
I mean, not really.
Wizard Mafia. It strikes again.
That's true. All right.
I don't correct you. I
have taken care of animals in pens, and some of the slaves get hurt, so I can do my best to assist you.
I've held down many a fellow soldier when they needed something to be splinted, so maybe, Bocek, you got some really good stuff there that he can have to drink before we start this?
Bocek need test before give Gundren. Almost kill last dwarf.
That is true, yeah. The dragon blood isn't quite ready yet, I bet.
It's been fermenting for another 3 days, which with that cask thing is like months. Oh. So I would like to open it up and see how it's come along.
Okay, so as you open it up, the first thing that hits your nose is the smell. It's interesting. From the last time you checked it, which was last time you actually had a drink of this, you could absolutely smell that kind of acrid bile kind of smell from it. But now as you open it and you kind of like get the aroma of the brew itself, it's almost similar to an IPA, where there's this kind of like almost light, crisp smell to it, and there is that acrid smell, but there's just a hint of it, and it's very much on the back end. Yeah, go ahead.
I think I accidentally invent sour ale.
Sour ale?
I would like to take a small taste to make sure it's not going to kill Gundren.
Okay, so you take a swig, and as you do, well, the first thing that happens is that very sharp, poisonous taste that you originally tasted is gone. It is very much it's almost like it's like a summer IPA, if you will, where there's like a very crisp feeling, and the acidity that you can taste on the back end almost, but better, almost tastes like cucumber-ish. It's just odd, and better. So you're like, oh, cucumber? No, that's the dragon's blood. Oh, but very much, it's very, very light. It's very crisp. And as you finish, it goes down very, very smooth. The minute it hits your stomach, you feel like you've actually just drunk, possibly maybe 4 bottles of wine. Not 4 cups of wine, 4 bottles of wine. It's the alcohol level here is very, very high. It is a very deceptive brew. It is, you feel very much like if, just smelling it, an initial taste is this is very nice. It's very light. I could have a few of these, but the minute it hits the stomach, boom, you are drunk. And currently, you are considered poisoned just for the next minute, because you only took a very light sip of it, because you are just completely smashed right now.
Guns, you get very small sip of this beer.
Oh,
I think Bochek's having a stroke.
I'm not sure what's happening.
No, it's super good. But
Okay. Well, maybe it'll knock Gundren out and put him right to sleep, and then we can do what we need to do. That sounds like a good plan.
I'll take a nice big swing of that.
I sloppily pour him some. This made with green dragon blood.
As you say that, now he looks very confused at you, and he takes it from you like he's kind of cupping it with both hands. And you can see it looks painful to do so, and he's kind of sniffs at it. Green dragon's blood. And he just gulps it. Just gulp, 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 gulp. Right. He has advantage on poison effects. Okay. So he drinks it. And then he just kind of very, very slowly hands the cup back to you. That's very nice. And just passes out.
Perfect. Just what we need. Okay. I will look at resetting hand, I guess, the best I can.
Well, now that he's passed out, why don't we look him over to see what the full extent of his injuries are? Because my thought is we may have to leave him a little broken, and then tomorrow I can ask for the spirits of nature to cure the more serious wounds once we reset them, so they heal right.
That seems like that would work. I will look over him using what medicine skills I have. Give you a medicine roll.
Okay.
Okay.
I will assist. I'm also trained in medicine too.
Thank you for assisting, because that would have been terrible.
Okay. So yeah, medicine check, please.
That's an 18 with the assist. Thanks for that, Gorble.
Okay. So Gundren, as he's laying there, passed out, and is now lightly snoring, you begin to do the once over. You start with the hands being the most prominent thing that's wrong with him at this point. And not only are the fingers broken, each finger seems to be broken in multiple places and healed wrong. The hand itself is broken. Each hand is broken in about 2 to 3 different places. You're actually just looking at his hands. You are trying to fathom how he was even holding the dagger, holding the shield, even holding the cup that Bochek had just handed him, with how broken his hands are and healed together.
An atrocity what they did to him.
You begin to kind of, do a once over, kind of checking. You can see that he has about 2 or 3 broken ribs. Those don't seem to be actually like broken or healed wrong. They are just broken. They're not even healed up. You begin to check his arms. His elbow seems to be broken, and it is healing and healed, but in the wrong position. Thankfully, his back, his spine, none of that seems to be an issue, because that would have definitely, you would even be wondering how he was able to walk. And he begins to start checking his legs. His right leg, his knee is shattered, and it is healed completely around. You can see what looks like bone spurs starting to kind of like push through the skin. But they they have not penetrated yet. They're just kind of like pushing into, on their way out of the skin. And his left ankle is broken and healed at a wrong angle, where the foot is actually twisted inward and slightly upward. He is a mess.
Yeah, Basha actually has to like take a minute, like halfway through examining him, and just kind of like stops and like holds on to like whatever they have him on, the cart or whatever that they're looking at him on, and just kind of like leaning for a second. This is terrible, and they did their best to impede his healing as much as they could. I don't know what I can do, I mean, completely, as I'm not 100% skilled in this, except to say that we need to re-break all the things that they broke to regrow, except I am concerned because his knee is shattered and has already begun healing wrong, so we might need someone with better healing skills, or even you, Gorple, tomorrow, to see if you can't go in with magic. I'm not sure what I can do.
Bojack, you have something to say?
Maybe if we re-break and heal things, we wait till we get back to village with him. Fucking throw on cart.
Just, yeah.
I think that's a good. Okay, Bojack, you're asleep. Okay.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say we could keep feeding him that ale, and he'll just stay asleep until we get there.
Here's my worry. Is I think we need to re-break what we have to now, so that we can start healing him in the correct way, and then get him to that priestess or surgeon. But if we leave him broken now and it takes us a day or two, that's more time that his bones are going to not mend correctly.
Right. Well, we should select partial things to do and not everything at once. Do we want to heal his hands now? And
I can't do that. I literally, unfortunately, I have spoken all the syllables I know
don't mean
of the
heal.
world.
I mean, should we re-break his fingers now and splint them or something? Or
I think we should fix his foot
okay,
so that he can at least he can be more mobile without,
Okay, yeah. So that's.
I mean,
I
we're
agree.
probably kind of like, I pull out the
So
map, knowing where we are.
Mm.
If we don't take the trail and we just cross like these wooded plains, we could probably be back to Phandalin in a day and a half. If we go all the way back to the trail and follow it, it's probably like 2 to 3 days.
be a smoother ride for him. But yeah, I think the speed is the better thing. If we can keep an eye out for trouble and really bad terrain, we've always got more of the ale to numb him out. But if he walks this far, he's not gonna let us know how badly he's hurt.
We keep him on the cart. We don't let him let us know.
Yeah,
Well,
if there's anything we can do for him, I'd say we try to get the foot at least arranged the right way so it bears him up. The hands, that's going to be real hard work. I haven't seen that kind of thing. It's been a while, and it took a lot longer for the putting the magic on it repeatedly. Any of my boys who fell into the hands of the enemy, they didn't live long enough to have that done to them.
Yeah, no, I've seen things like this in like Waterdeep, not because of Wizard Mafia, because of other group I used to fall in with. But this is terrible. They didn't do this.
The sleepy fellow's got a question there.
Yes.
If the people not live long enough and Gundren live, why they need Gundren alive?
Well, if he knows the way to the cave and the map doesn't work out, they can question him more. They can't get more answers out of him if he's dead.
No,
You know-
fair. Yeah.
you know what? I'm curious. I'm gonna take out his map and roll it open.
Okay.
I definitely lean in on that. Like,
Yeah. So you roll. Yeah. You take out the map. You roll it open, and it's similar to the map that you currently have, but all of the writing is in Dwarvish. And Drovar, you take a look at it, and you do a double take for a moment, Drovar, as you're looking at it, and you realize it's not just Dwarvish; it's ancient Dwarvish. So it's, like a lot of ye's and thous and, is, like, cause he's got some like, notes in the margins and such. And you realize that he's trying to make it difficult for even like your average dwarf, to possibly even read it or make sense out of it. But it's marked pretty much in the area that, your bloodstained map shows you where Wave Echo Cave is, but there's also a very it's a generality to the area as well. It's a lot of mountains, a lot of hills, and it looks like a blood spot also, but it's wreathed around the area, and it's not just like a spot of blood. It's just like a wreath of blood, but it's just weird. It's just odd.
So stamped at the stone when the thrush knocks. No, that's an old story.
What?
Never mind.
Oh, okay. I was all ready. I was like, all right, let's do this.
No. He's tried to be very obscure,
Yeah.
but he's written this in something that only the grandfathers would vaguely remember.
Yeah.
We didn't talk. This isn't the way we talk it. We speak it now. It's got a lot of prithys and these.
Yeah,
I get the idea, but
Yeah.
it's not much more accurate than the map we've got.
Yeah, some wizards write their spell books like that. I think they just do it to be annoying, though, not for like any reason.
Well,
the Drovar, the gist that you're getting is that between all of the notes and everything is that him and his brothers found the cave about 6 months ago, and they have been doing something. They haven't even gotten into the cave yet, and it's very vague. Like they clearly, like, there's lists of supplies and tools. There's also some like an odd list of like hemlock and incense and specialized inks, along with carving tools. Like it is, and it's really, these are not things that you would normally use in a mine. So it's just very odd. It's very vague, but clearly they've been at it for some months. And also made it so they know exactly where the entrance is, but someone who actually had this map would probably still have a hard time. They would know the area,
right.
but still have a hard time finding it.
I look at the map, and I kind of go, my computer's giving me some serious grief here. Hopefully, I won't disappear. If I do, via con diez.
Okay.
Let's see. I think the one thing Drovar will say is like the reason they didn't kill him is because he still knows exactly where the mine is, and this map is not a precise location.
Yep.
I can't read it, but that's kind of what I felt. That's why I was just checking to make sure that it was actually of that importance. I agree. That seems like a smart thing I would have done.
All right. Well, if we're going to do this, we should get started. I'm not very strong.
Well, I think
breaking feet.
let's let him get a real night's rest first.
Okay.
That'll give him strength to probably survive any traumatic ordeal we're going to put him through by re-breaking and healing his wounds. And he's eating a good berry, so he should be full. So that's a real meal. I think just let him sleep tonight, and then we'll do it in the morning. We'll get him drunk, and we'll. I think ankle and knee are probably the first key.
Yeah.
Because we're probably going to have to cut open the knee and kind of re-put things back. I'll do it. Don't worry. I got precision hands.
Basha, with the medicine roll that you had, you know that you could probably, between you and Gorple, you could absolutely take care of the ankle, the elbow, the ribs, but the hands and the knee is probably going to be outside of your area of expertise.
Yeah, and I just think Gorple just the extent of damage to the knee and the hands, I would be more comfortable letting someone a little more experienced handle both of those, and also in an area that's a cleaner environment than just out in the woods. So I think we should wait for town for those, but I think everything else, I think we can handle.
Okay.
All right. So you're gonna wait till morning, or you're going to try and do some stuff this evening?
I suggest we wait till morning to give him a rest, to give him some strength back, because as you said, he was very wobbly. He hasn't been sleeping. They've been treating him badly. So, like, I figured I'll, like, lay out my bedroll I've never used and some pillows, and I will help him be more comfortable, maybe help elevate the leg. You know, try to do whatever positions we can do to make it so that he can sleep as comfortably in this wagon as possible.
And you do, yeah. Without an issue, you're able to make him, a little more comfortable. He definitely, as you begin to elevate the leg and kind of prop his head up with a pillow and such, the snoring does get louder, the sleep getting deeper, and you do realize, okay, he's definitely sleeping a lot deeper. He's obviously getting more rest. This is good. It's gonna be an arduous task to take care of in the morning. But nevertheless, you, after making sure that he's all set up, you all begin to take your rest and your watches.
Oh yes, I was going to say I will take first watch, just since it's not too dark yet. I mean, it will get dark, but I'll take first watch.
Hey, why don't you sleep this one off, Bojack? You look real out of it.
Yeah.
Bez Judgy Gorpal Beskulze. This is out.
I don't know what he said, but I'm pretty sure he spoke giant at me. I imagine Drovar will probably take mid-watch since that's the darkest hour. And then I'll take the last watch.
Okay. I think we lost Drovar.
Yeah, that's why I
assumed
Drovar will.
No worries.
At least he froze in such a beautiful face.
Yeah, no, it's like he looks like he's like running by, like very dramatically.
Very majestic.
Majestic.
Very nice.
When I freeze like just the word. I'm not even gonna do it because then mine will freeze that way, but just like the most horrible face.
All right. So no worries. Because let's see, I don't want to roll for Drovar. I will say, how about Basha or Gorpal roll me a perception check for the whole evening?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Do it then. I rolled real well, but you do it.
I mean, sure. I have a high perception, but if you roll,
no, you have a high perception. You do it. You do it. That's fine.
Okay. So Gorpal, roll me a perception check, please.
I got a 24.
24. Okay.
He's back. He's back.
He's back.
And badder than ever.
All right. So over the course of the evening, you all take your individual watches. You do hear a little more of the nighttime animals, more so than you did the previous night, giving you the impression that the animals seem to have come out and are no longer afraid to be in the area. You gather that's probably due to your efforts at Cragmaw Castle. But outside of the extraneous hooting owls, crickets, and other such creatures of the night, nothing happens. And you do all have your evening's rest. You're back at your full HP. All your spell slots have come back, and all of the skills that you would need over a long rest are back.
I will send Knack home, and I will resummon Teague so that we have more space in the wagon.
All right. You take your time with the hunter's livery, allowing for Knack to be reabsorbed within. And Teague, again, once more, it's a very interesting visual as it almost looks like water just being spilled out of, like, thrown out of a bucket, just, but it's a greenish smoke that just kind of, and then becomes your companion Teague. So as you're all waking in the morning, Bocek, you feel fine. You feel refreshed. There's no hangover effects. You only did take a small sip, but you wake up feeling fine. You all kind of hear Gundren kind of like stirring in the back of the cart, just like, oh, that's a pretty. Oh, that was a good rest. So we're making our way back, yeah?
We intend to.
All right.
Yes.
All right, so what's the plan? Share the plan with me.
Well, we're gonna get you drunk again and reset the wounds that we can heal on you, and then we're gonna probably head back to the trail to kind of give you an easier trip, and head back to Phandalin.
I like the first part where you get me drunk. So
I don't blame you.
let's do that first, and I don't want to be awake for this.
I this time realizing that he's going to have a hard time holding the cup himself, and now that I'm a little more sober, I gently feed him the dragon's brew.
He begrudgingly lets you, but you can kind of see in his face like he doesn't like this, that you're doing it. But at the same time, like, he kind of goes initially to like reach for it and then winces in pain, and then just kind of looks down at his hands, and he kind of looks at you and goes, and he lets you kind of like feed him the brew, and you just like,
No worries, Gumdrop. When your hand's better, you feed me beer.
name's not fucking. And just
roll him over so he's not on his face quickly.
Yeah. he literally just like you move the as you move the mug away, he just kind of face plants into your chest, and you're just like, ugh. And you can begin to lay him down and begin the process of healing him. This is going to be interesting.
Oh boy!
So what are you starting with first, Gorpal?
Well, I'm gonna have Basha, because I know she has like a better eye for it, but because like we're gonna have to break it and reset it. So I go, let's start with the ankle. That seems like the most reasonable. I'll assist you in breaking it properly, and then I guess I'll use my magics to speed up the healing. I'll ask the spirits.
I'm not very strong, but okay. But I can do it right. So.
I mean, I'm pretty strong.
But
maybe stronger.
Yeah, maybe I assist. I know a little bit about medicine. If Basha show me what to do and I assist her, maybe I can use my strength to break more good.
Sure, I can just tell you.
I can hear you. I was out there, chewed out for a while there. It's been the Yale.
Oh, that's all right. You're good.
The fumes.
Oh, no. He snuck into the Dragondale.
I thought I could handle it.
Yeah.
I was wrong. Mother? Is that you, Mother?
All right, sit down, Thrower. Sit on cart. It's fine. You may have to drive later.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, I can do what you can do with resetting, as I would do any injury. But I think the key here for me is that I'm going to ask the spirits to properly heal make it a much quicker heal than him having to deal with that.
Okay.
I don't know the extent of that power. I'm not a nature speaker. I'm not a druid. I don't delve that deep. I get what I can.
So DM, what do you want me to roll?
Oh, okay.
Do you want
There's
me
gonna be
to roll medicine?
there's gonna be a couple of checks here. Okay, so first thing, Basha, I need you to make a medicine check with advantage, considering that you and Gorple kind of diagnosed everything yesterday, and you already know where you're going with this, but you still need to figure out like the right breaking points, and exactly what Bocek is going to need to help you with.
Gotcha. I'm really glad I had advantage on that yet again, because the other rolls are crap. So that is a 24.
Okay, very good. So Bocek, because she got a 24, I need you to roll a strength check with advantage. As Basha begins to very, very detailed tell you exactly where to hold, where to apply pressure, and how much pressure to apply. So roll me this strength check, please, with advantage.
16.
16. Okay, so Basha, you're very, very carefully just, put your thumbs here, apply your fingers on the back side of this to give it a little bit more support, and then just hold from this angle, and now push. And Bocek, you're listening to her like laser focused, making sure you don't do anything wrong, and you're not sure if she's for a moment. You're like, okay, I'm doing what she's asking me to do. And then you hear, and there's like a very sharp break. Right. Basha's like, stop. And you inspect it, Basha, and it's exactly where it needed to be broken. And you can see now, and you can see where Bocek, where she asked you to support, the actual ankle now is very loose. Like it was healed in such a way that there was no movement in it whatsoever, and now it's almost, for lack of a better word, floppy. So Basha just directs you how to hold the ankle now, where it actually should be attached, and she just asks you, okay, once you're there, to not move. And then Gorple now comes in. Gorple.
And I will ask for the gift of vitality and growth in nature to bring this living being back to the way it was before, and I will cast Cure Light Wounds.
Okay, considering how well they did on their rolls, I need you to roll a Wisdom check with advantage, and this is you not only pleading with the magic and nature to make this a good heal where it's going to work. It is very focused.
Am I proficient in this? Like, it's spell casting, or is it just raw wisdom?
It's just raw wisdom.
Then that will be a 19.
19 is good enough. You are able to, as you are focusing the energies and the magic, and you can see Gorple's hands are slightly glowing this light green color as he's actually holding his hands over yours, Bocek, but also onto the now slowly knitting together ankle. And it's odd. You can actually hear like this crackle as the energy is beginning to heal the bone in the correct place. And between the three of you, actually between Basha and Gorple, you know enough at this point that if he puts too much pressure on it, it could break again. But you have begun the process of the bone is now set correctly. The bone will heal correctly. And maybe with a few more sessions of healing, that over the next couple of days, he could actually gain maybe 85 to 90% use back into it as normal.
Hey, Drovar, can you find me some solid pieces of wood, maybe 6 to 12 inches in length? I know because we're gonna have to make splints for once, like this ankle. He can't walk on it, or else he has a chance of breaking it.
Oh, of course, yeah. I can. There's a few donors out there. Yeah. Okay, I'll be back.
Good luck on
Who's
your
looking?
stick,
Who's
Hans.
looking guilty? Who's asking? Yeah. he gets what is necessary. Maybe takes a little bit longer than needed because he's enjoying it a bit, but
Yeah.
you know,
As
comes
as
back.
as Drovar gleefully begins hacking down young saplings and small trees, eyeing the larger ones like, yeah, you're next. He is able to absolutely bring back the necessary materials that you would need to very, very quickly and lightly splint up the leg, make sure that there's not a lot of movement left in there, so it begins the healing process. But yeah, you definitely, you are, between the four of you, are definitely able to heal that ankle up in a much better place than he was a few moments ago.
All right, this
Very
one's
good.
going to be a little bit gentler but easier. Basha, do you want to kind of help poke the ribs to where they should be?
I
And
mean,
then
they're
I
not
will-
out of place. I think they will, as long as you
Oh.
just heal them, they should
I
be
mean,
okay.
That'll
Are
help
they-
with his breathing if we can at least. They're probably like, can we tape them? You know, and get them kind of make sure they're in the right spot.
we can
'cause I'm
bandage
sure
him.
the goblins didn't make. They'd be happy to let him heal wrong. Let's just get him lined up.
Well, if he's not really moving, yeah, I'll kind of like help line
Just
them
roll
up.
over just put the bandage down and roll him over it on the cart. Yeah, it works.
That's not how that works.
I don't-
And once I can get those both ribs lined up, I'll do another cure light wounds so that like the bone will kind of seal along the fracture.
And this one is easy. There's no rolls needed for this one. They are pretty much, and you can see like how swollen his sides are from just the beatings that he took. And as you cast, cure light wounds?
Sorry, that's old editions. It's just cure wounds now.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, okay.
Was this
Yeah, I
new?
know,
What
I
is
know.
this?
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, you can see as you begin to heal, and now that the ribs are wrapped and set in place, the swelling does begin to start slowly go down. His breathing now seems to be a little easier. And yeah, he's definitely in a much better place than he was last evening.
Well, the last thing we think we have a chance of doing is the elbow. If you want, we might as well try. And worse comes to worse, we just get him back to town with someone who has more experience.
Agreed.
Okay. All right. This one will definitely need some rolls. So Basha, once again, medicine check with advantage.
That's only a 14.
14. Okay, so Bocek, I need you to roll a strength check. This is not going to be with advantage. So as Basha is also once again telling you exactly where to hold, where to grip, where to apply pressure.
Nat 20 plus 5, 25.
Yeah, it sounds, you as Basha's explaining this to you, it's like, oh, it's just like the ankle. And it doesn't even take time. You're not even slowly putting pressure on. You just, and Basha,
Uh-oh.
in horror, your eyes go wide, and then you go to check to see. He broke it exactly where it needed to be broken. It is a perfect clean break.
Kill him quick.
Okay.
Kill him quick.
And so now Bocek is holding it exactly where he needs to. Gorple, again, there's going to be another wisdom check with advantage.
That will only be a 14 this time.
14. Once again, you can feel and hear the crackling sounds as the bone begins to knit itself together. But it doesn't seem to take as well as the ankle did, but is beginning to take. So you immediately begin splinting and wrapping. And again, all of these wounds that you are currently resetting and helping Gundren with, if he continues to get some more healing into him over the next couple of days, it will absolutely speed up the recovery process.
All right, that seems to be good enough to get on with. I think we should go. And if he wakes up in pain, just give him more alcohol.
Yeah, throughout this whole ordeal, he has not made an ounce of noise other than light snoring or like grunting as you kind of like moved him around as you were breaking things on him.
Oh, are you guys itchy? I'm really itchy.
Why are you itchy?
And as I start kind of scratching, parts of my skin seem to be like molting and like coming off. So
You have
itchy.
leprosy. Wait, step away from him, Drovar. He has leprosy or something, whatever frogs get.
I don't know. When was the last time you were in your tub?
Like 2 hours ago.
Okay, there's something wrong with him.
And
Dude,
Gorple throughout this day is just like scratching himself, like moving his armor as like bits of like his dried skin. And I will say you guys begin to notice that his skin as it's like peeling off, so it's like a lighter green, or actually no, yeah, it's like a lighter green, and it seems almost like fresh skin, so it's like cleaner. And he's like, as he's like looking around, occasionally he'll like, grab like a fly or something from the air and just eat it, like that he did not see, as he kind of breathes and like, oh yeah, the wind's blowing that way, and he'll just kind of gesture. And he might be a little bit taller, his fingers a little longer, like his body is adapted for things to come.
I just lean over to Bosch as we're riding. It's like, do frogs? I thought snakes shed their skin. Do frogs do that?
I guess so. I don't know. I was going to ask you if this is part of his life cycle. I don't know how this works.
I could test. I could like lick him and see if he's still
No,
poisoned.
Don't lick.
no.
I think you'll just lick a bunch of his skin off. It'll be gross. Don't do that. It's weird. Here, let me give you lotion or something. I'm sure I have lotion in my bag. I don't know. Let's just dig through. Just like, here, take some lotion.
I don't want that. That looks awful. It's gross.
All right, well then maybe hairbrush. Brush it off. No, wait, don't use my hairbrush. Never mind. I lied. Put it back in bag.
It's fine. It's just itchy. I'll get over it.
Warble, are you taller?
So you've got some. Are you shedding? Is that? Yeah. Are you shedding? We want to know because we've never met one of your kind before. So,
I think my connection to the hunter's livery and the natural world around me has helped me adapt to fit better with the pack in ways that we don't have things.
Okay,
so shedding your skin is part of that, I guess. I'm not shedding my skin.
Yeah. Is this some sort of rite of manhood? Like you're finally becoming an adult? Did they?
Yeah.
Did they?
I
Did they drop?
became-
Basically.
I became an adult when I hit age 2. Well, actually, age 1. I was a full-grown adult. You're crazy.
Okay.
All
No,
right, then let's go on.
You can't feel that.
Feel what?
And as he does that, his like throat elongates. The slight air currents and pressures and how they shift and move. Like Bocek just took a step, and like Bocek's behind me like 5 feet, and I like wasn't paying attention. Yeah, you don't feel the rush and sweat of Drovar as he moves, his musk, his pheromones touch the air.
Usually I pay ladies a little extra to talk like that to me. So let's.
I'm not really listening or watching for Drovar's pheromones, but okay.
Okay, it's really cold. You guys are all really comfortable, and that's great. But I can feel every shift and pressure of the temperatures. You all are very warm, and your warmth pushes along the air current, and I can feel it on my skin. That's why I got to clear this old skin off.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I'd have enough money to pay someone to talk to me like that. Okay, let's just keep going here.
I'll talk to you like that for money.
That's weird. I'm all right. This is getting weird.
All right. So as you
Wojciech
all
not
progress,
understand.
There is one thing that I'll do while we're riding. At some point when Gorpal is ahead of us,
Mhm.
I'll like take out a copper piece and just fling it like in his direction, like with his back to me, just to see what happens. Not trying to like beat him in the head, but just
Yeah.
have it go past him close and just see
Gorpal.
what he does.
Yeah, Gorpal, make a general dexterity check for me.
I got an 11.
11. You watch as it gets like kind of close to his head, and it looks like it's gonna pass, and he just kind of grabs it.
Congratulations, you earned a copper. Okay.
Wow, your pheromones are very musky today.
Okay, no, that's not what it's for.
I'm not paying you for that. That wasn't it. Just testing. In my experience in the military, I'm assuming out of game that there's some sort of class feature that is coming into play. I'm wondering if any other members of my various companies might have started to develop some sort of sensing of things that they can't see. I mean, dwarves fighting in the dark underground, even without dark vision, in pure darkness. Have I seen guys starting to kind of pick up a sense of knowing where everybody is, even when we were dealing with drow or like magic darkness, and they couldn't, even with their eyes closed, they seemed to know where everybody was. Does this seem like I'm reminded of that? Just
make a just general intelligence check for me. This is to see if you can remember anything along those lines.
A 15.
15, yeah. Not necessarily guys specifically in your unit, but you definitely heard of various individuals, some of them high ranking, some of them not, where you heard stories about how they could not be surprised. Like if they were ever ambushed, they somehow knew that it was going to come beforehand. There were individuals who could kind of, even with like creatures or individual or enemy combatants who could use invisibility, could sometimes either hear them or just sense them. So this is not completely out of the ordinary. You've heard of things like that. You've not witnessed them personally, but you definitely can say that Gorpal is kind of exhibiting some of those things that you've heard about. It might be due to his specific nature, or it might not. You're not entirely sure, but it's not like this crazy, like, oh, he's like crazy magic person that can do this. This is something that you absolutely have heard of.
We have to burn the frog. No, we're not.
What?
Yeah,
No.
Wojciech's already got a torch out.
What?
Like, we're ready. What is this? He's been calling me a witch all this time. I'm ready.
I know. No, while we're riding along, at some point I'll lean over to Bosch. It's like, I heard about a few lads back in the army. There were a group of lads. They didn't really have a name, but everybody just sort of referred to them as the Shadow Guard. They got really good at being able to tell when people were sneaking in, trying to get past the line. Like the drow or some other things that can, they're really good at hiding, not being seen. These boys weren't fooled by it. They couldn't get past them. That's the stories that I was hearing. That you'd be walking in, pure darkness. Even I can't see it. They'd still know who was next to him. Maybe by the smell of the pomade in the beard or whatever, but they'd know. The scrubbing of the skin off, that's new. But the catch,
so Lord Itchy is more useful now, is what you're saying.
The catching of the coin, though, that was something a couple of guys swore you could throw anything at them from behind and they'd know it was coming. I don't think they were good enough to catch it, but they could probably get out of the way. I think that's
right.
what's going on here.
All right. So as you continue to progress and Gorpal continues to kind of peel large sections of skin off and just kind of like, it's a little disconcerting, especially at one point, like halfway through the day as you're kind of like walking and having like a midday meal. He kind of reaches underneath his armor and just rips this huge chunk of dead skin off and then just kind of throws it on the ground. It's a little disconcerting.
I don't want to know.
Leave it behind, Bushek. Don't pick it up. Yeah, I know. I saw you thinking about it.
But you definitely, looking at the map, and especially with Gundren in tow in the cart, you do know that it's going to take about a day and a half to 2 days to get back to Phandalin. And as the actual day begins to come to an end, Gundren does come out of his stupor somewhat, and he just kind of looks around, looks down at his now wrapped appendages, and looks and goes, "Oh, things already feel a little bit better. So thank you.
You're welcome. We will be stopping for dinner shortly. I think we'll make some stew or something. Not out of Gorpo, long story. But anyway,
I don't have any more berries.
I wouldn't say no to one of them, fancy berries there. Yeah. But
ignore that.
eventually I want to get some meat in me.
All right,
Food.
Yeah, we can do that. We tried to help you out with your some of your injuries there. The hands, it's a little too fine work for the likes of us. But
No, it's good work. It's good work.
You breathing better? You feeling?
Yeah. It's just, it's a little tight on the chest, but I've had broken ribs before. I understand.
Bochek, doctor now.
Well,
all right.
Let's get that dinner going. Come on.
I mean, at least unlike a horse, you didn't just decide that your life was over when you were injured too much. So that's pretty good. So I'm a pretty good vet so far.
Yeah, no, you don't just put someone down if they're hurt. Otherwise, that would have been dead a long time ago.
Many animals just choose it. They find it easier.
Yeah, well, those animals aren't dwarves.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So, all right, let's. I'll take whatever food you want to give me. I'm famished.
Right.
Yeah, let's set camp and make dinner and all that.
All right. So you make camp. You begin to either eat your good berries or make a meal, whichever is your preference.
There are no good berries. I use my spells to heal Drovar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bochek's cooking.
Yeah, I don't have good berries. I kill people.
Okay. So Bochek is good, yeah, and Gundren very, very quickly just devours whatever you put in front of him. Definitely seems better, and he's definitely trying to make do with his broken hands, eating, but he definitely seems a little livelier. He's absolutely not trying to put any pressure on his foot or on his elbow. Making sure he's following doctor's orders and just kind of eating the food, staying in the cart. And then almost immediately after eating, he just kind of like rolls over and just goes back to sleep. So leaving all of you to do your watches for the evening. For the sake of expediency, once again, let's just roll one perception check for the evening. Who would like to do that?
Someone other than me.
Do it again. Sure.
All right, Corporal. Roll me a perception check, please.
A solid 11.
Solid 11. All right. Thankfully, throughout the evening, even though that back on the Tribor Trail, which you are currently, for the latter half of the day, you got back onto, it can be dangerous. But thankfully, nothing untoward happens over the course of the evening. And you all have another good night's rest. You begin to break camp in the morning. Gundren wakes briefly long enough to kind of have his morning constitutional, as well as eat whatever food is put in front of him before getting back in the cart, rolling over, and going right back to sleep. And you get the impression like he just needs to rest. Not just for healing, like he's absolutely been through a lot. Especially, Basha, you saw the extent of his injuries. Like he got worked over very, very well. And again, you just kind of seeing all of that and seeing how he's trying to, push through it and not complain once. Gundren is a pretty tough individual.
He is one brave man.
How far are we from Phandalin, do I think?
Make a survival check for me.
19.
19. You, at this point in time, from where you currently have camped for the day, if you push through, you can definitely get to Phandalin maybe an hour or so after dusk.
I'd like to get to the area where we parted ways with Shug, because wasn't that the area where we said we'd try to, if he needed to leave a message, that would be the spot?
Like right outside of Phandalin.
Yep, we're getting close.
Let's get to that at least, just to see.
So I dump out my basin instead of refilling it into my water skin, and you notice like skin sloughs have come off it, and I have a shiny new coat of like fresh skin, unitchy. I'm like, all right.
Is it still a different shade?
Yeah, I mean it's a little lighter, probably because it's new and hasn't been sunbathed. Okay.
All right.
I'm like staring as close as I can without touching you. Like, that is so weird, but kind of neat. I wish I shed skin like that and then just came out all baby-faced. Like, again, that would be great.
I mean, I wish I could, be warm in this climate and have hair all over my body like you do, but I don't, so.
I mean, not all over my body. I'm not like
no,
werewolf.
it's very tiny. I can see the hairs.
If you lose skin all time, how you get callous?
Well, not all the time. I adapted for the need.
So if you keep adapting, you'll suddenly be hairy?
I'm not going to adapt that much. I don't think I'm going to become a mammal.
What do you know?
Hairy frogs.
I know enough that I gotta stay who I am, but we have a little bit more flexibility. Like, if I needed to be a female grung so that we could have children, I would if I needed to, but I don't. So
What?
I'm me. Yeah, when you're really young, you can change.
Huh.
You guys are all stuck in your own bodies, and that's weird. Anyway, let's go.
Okay.
So after this strange revelation from Gorple, something new that you just learned about
We've learned so much on this.
It's a real bonding experience.
Absolutely. You begin to continue your journey to Phandalin, and over the course of the next next 8 hours, as the sun begins to set, you actually have made amazing time, thanks to Gorple's survival check, and you actually shaved what seems to be 2 hours off of your time, and you begin to now see signs of Phandalin coming up in the next half hour. So you are kind of in that area now where that tree is, where you're kind of set up that communication with Shug.
Yes, definitely. I'd like to, stop there and give it a good look,
Okay.
see if any messages have been left.
Okay, make an investigation check for me.
Okay.
I'll assist him because I know where the area is. I help.
That'd be,
Sure. Yep.
that'd
So,
be awesome because I
yeah.
rolled a natural 1, so I would love another one. It's like,
Yeah.
can somebody climb this goddamn tree, eh? The
Don't
tree's
chop it
keeping
down.
its secrets from her.
Don't chop it now.
Natural 20. There we go.
Oh.
All things balance out.
there are
I had to
numbers in
scare the
between.
tree. You give me that. If you're holding anything back, I'm gonna find it.
You're staring at that knot really intensely. I think it's down by the roots.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, okay. So I've searched. This tree is thoroughly searched.
Yeah. So thanks to Gorple, kind of keeping you on task, you are able to very quickly find the area, and you kind of look around for the next 5-10 minutes, and there's nothing new. You don't see any new signs of other than yourselves being in this area. But there's also nothing there to kind of give you like any kind of message or some such thing.
Is the note missing that we left for him?
Yes, it is.
I'll leave another one. Just it's like, timed. It's like basically it's this day, heading back to Phandalin. Things went well. Stories to tell. Just check in when you can. No details, just proof of life, essentially.
Gotcha.
Droma, I mean, you could always mention that castle. Maybe him and his people could.
Oh,
If we cleared it out.
I mentioned, it's like, I will make mentions of we found a place called Cragmaw Castle where we cleared it out of goblinoids. If it might be some prime real estate that you and your folk might want to take a look at. There's definitely a couple of security gaps in there that we exploited, so you want to check that if you really want to settle it, but there shouldn't be too much living in there right now if you move in. That's the gist of it.
Okay.
I'll leave in saying, check it out, see what you find.
Yeah,
it's
fair.
over here.
Free castle.
You make a rough sketch with the area, giving him those kind of like instructions and a little bit of a description, kind of roll it up and put it into that knot.
I suspect his folk probably know where it is, even if they haven't been there. Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
That was thank you for the idea, Gorp. That was good. It might be good for him.
Well, I mean, no one's using it anymore.
All right. So you, after leaving that successfully, kind of backtrace a little bit, making sure that no one else can see or track that your group was in this enter. You make your way back into the city, back into the town of Phandalin. And as you enter again, the sun is now starting to set. There are still a few people out in the street. And as you're starting to head in, Gundren begins to wake up a little bit. And he kind of like looks over and goes, "Oh, we're fucking here already. Oh, that's great. It's great."
Yeah, there we are.
Yeah, you time traveled. Good job, buddy.
Yeah. I've never heard sleep called time traveling, but absolutely, yeah. Let's find Sildar and see if we can find my brothers.
Yeah, well, we know where Sildar's gonna be. We'll head over to
take his things back.
the mayor, essentially the mayor's office.
Right. All right. So so you make your way to the town hall, and there's a few people out, and as you're kind of making your way back in, and Gorple, you're writing on Teague and people like ooh, and there's a number of people who are just like waving to all of you now. Some of them you don't recognize, but they clearly know who you are, and they're just kind of like waving at all of you. Even like not just the kids, the adults now. Are just kind of like very much, they're not grabbing the children in fear or kind of like steering them in another direction. They are absolutely just like, waving to you as you all make your way through. You get to the town master's hall. And as you get to it, there's something a little different. There are actually 2 guards stationed outside the front of the door, wearing chainmail. It looks like silver, the way the shine is giving, but like silver chainmail armor, these large pike spears, And as you kind of make your way up, one of them just kind of holds their hand out and goes, yes, how may I help you?
We're here to see Sildar. We brought his business partner with him.
Oh,
We've been looking for.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yep.
You were expected. Yes. Please, go right in. Go right in.
Yep.
And you can see that on the breastplates of their armor, you can see what looks like the small symbol of the Lord's Alliance, just kind of like resting there. And as you come in, you make your way to Sildar's office. He's sitting behind the desk. He's got a bunch of parchment out in front of him. He seems to be scribbling furiously. He goes, one moment. I'll be with you in a second.
Okay,
Well,
Sildar,
we gotta wait
take
for
your
us.
time.
Are you going to say that to your best friend, Gunny?
He looks up. He kind of gets up, and Gundren is just kind of like very lightly. He's like gingerly kind of walking on his. It's like, please don't call me Gunny. And Sildar comes in and he goes, oh, you found him. And he just kind of runs over to Gundren, gets ready to give him a hug. Yeah. And then just looks and sees and goes, oh, no, this won't do at all. He runs past all of you and you hear him talking to one of those guards and he comes right back. And he goes, all right, they're going to go get the sister, and she's going to fix him right up. We got to sit. And he grabs a chair and he kind of like a stool, puts it right underneath Gundren, right? And he goes, oh, welcome back. This is amazing. Please, all of you, sit.
Where's the other thing that we got? Oh, and takes out like the sword.
Yeah.
And the
a
armor.
present for you.
There you go.
Had your name on it. Literally.
Yeah.
Well,
Also,
yes.
you paid us extra to get it. That's really the reason.
Oh, well, I hoped that you would find it, but I'm just glad. Gudrun, are you all right, man? And he's like, what do you fucking think? I guess, well, the sister will come, and I'm just so glad to see that you're all alive and well. This is wonderful. This is great. So thank you. And he kind of starts to take the armor and the sword. He's like, I didn't think I would ever see these again. But thank you so much. And he kind of goes behind the desk and he kind of places it down on like the small table behind.
Do you actually know how to use any of them?
He kind of looks at you and goes, of course I do, young man. Of course I do.
Got beaten by goblins.
There were a lot of them.
There were lots, and it was an ambush,
I mean, Bochek makes a good point. We just fought a lot of goblins and it had very little trouble. Just throwing it out there.
And they had a castle.
It was a broken castle.
They had an ogre.
Just
Actually,
one.
two. Oh, you're right. Just one.
I just step in
And
close
an
to
owl bear,
Bochek
but
and say, wait till we get paid before you start yelling, insulting them.
I'm trying to understand. Are you like, what are you trying to, is this like a renegotiation here? You're attempting to say how difficult it was, so you want to get paid more?
No, Bochek just curious. You have very fancy equipment. Bochek confused.
I don't think he was wearing it at the time, though.
I wasn't.
See, there you go.
We were just coming. We were supposed to leave. Never went. I don't have to explain. Look,
I'm
too
going to
many
get
things
a
are
beer.
going on here.
Let's go get a beer.
You don't have to
gonna-
explain yourself, Sildar. It is okay. You
Thank you, my dear.
do
Thank
not
you.
owe anyone an explanation for what happened.
Thank you. I appreciate you very much. So yes. Well, look, Gundren, we're gonna get you all settled. And you, it sounds like you took care of the issue with these goblins and bugbears.
Well, we took care of the guys that were holding them and cleared
Yes.
cleared them out. Got some evidence that the Black Spider he's out there, and
He, she, we don't know.
they are they're active out there. And
Look, I got a bounty on my head, and I pull out the bounty poster. not worth anything. It's only like 25 gold. I would murder anyone who tried that. But anyway, it should be more.
Yeah, he kind of takes it. He kind of takes it from you for a moment. He kind of looks and goes, "That doesn't look like you at all. Looks like It looks like a frog."
That's what I said. The eyes are all wrong.
Oh, if I were you, I'd be thoroughly upset with this picture. It's terrible. They got the likeness all wrong. You know, the light in your eyes is not in this picture. I will say that as much.
There should be at least another. There should be a 0 at the end of that 25, and then I'd be like, all right, that makes sense.
Think of all the poor frogs that are going to be killed because they resemble the picture more than Gorp does.
Yes,
Damn shame.
It is true. Goblins and bugbears not the smartest of creatures.
Maybe they
But-
just think like Black Spider has fondness for frog legs or something, and just start bringing him bags of frogs. Like, this is 25 gold a head, right? Yeah.
Sildar, this might be of interest to you.
All right.
It seems like this goblinoid Black Spider alliance was tenuous at best. The king of the goblinoids that we killed in that castle was holding Gundren hostage and trying to renegotiate with Black Spider's agent.
I
And by the
see.
way, Black Spider's agent was a strange changeling person that could like change their shape and
Yeah,
form.
we got its head in the bag in the
Doppelganger. Doppelganger. That's what
cart.
it's called.
Doppelganger, yeah.
Yeah, King Doppelpopolis.
Yeah, that.
It's interesting. You say you have its head.
Yeah, and figure somebody might find it useful.
Well, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I would like to take a look at it just to.
There you go.
Yeah, you just pull it out. You just plop it on the desk. He's like,
Drop it
oh,
on the table.
Collecting of
Oh,
heads.
that was that smell. I thought that was Gundren's wounds.
oh,
Woo!
that's
We were doing way better than I thought, guys.
this horrible. Oh yes. Oh, the stench. Yes. Oh.
Well,
Oh.
I'll take it out, but you said you wanted to see it, so
Yeah, no,
okay.
you're right. You're right. Thank you. Oh,
Take it out there.
I definitely have to put that in my report. Oh,
Prestidigitation. The air all around us smells like roses. I'm like,
so, but thank you. But you'll be happy to know, we transferred Albrecht back to Neverwinter. His trial actually should be either currently proceeding or within a day or so. Unfortunately, we were not able to get more out of him about the Black Spider. I believe that we, as the terminology goes, we squeezed him for everything that he knew. But if he knows any more, I'm sure I'll get a report back from Neverwinter. They tend to be a little more persuasive there. They have more at their disposal than I do.
Yeah, they pay off the wizard mafia. Of course, they can get anything they want from him.
what?
The Wizard Mafia. What is that?
They are convinced there is a wizard mafia,
We
but
can't
it's
talk
not
about the
okay.
wizard mafia, or else they'll know.
But you
They are
brought it up.
listening in
There's
on us
not a
right
wizard
now.
Mentioned it
mafia.
first.
Well,
You
that's
had
a
mentioned-
no. Maybe Sildar's in on it. I'm not sure yet. kinda
Sildar, are you part of the wizard mafia? You
I'm
have to tell us if
very
you're part of the wizard mafia.
confused. I'm very confused.
I'm gonna go back and get a beer. Go.
Yeah. Oh,
visit-
look. Yes.
visit that
So,
lady.
so
That's
yeah,
the wrong
absolutely. Listen. Get yourself sorted. I'm gonna make sure that Gundren is all prepared and set up the way he needs to for healing and such. Before you leave, and he kind of goes into one of his drawers, and you can hear him rummaging around through some metal pieces, and he just pulls up a sack and he just kind of plops it right down on. He says, "There you go, 200 gold pieces for recovering my items and this wonderful man that is sitting right here before us. Good job."
Excellent. Thank you for that. Is there someone in town who is good at giving like massages? Because after all that, I kind of want one now.
Oh, I wish that were the case. And he begins to kind of stretch his back out. I would give anything for shiatsu, the tissue right now.
Right? Oh my gosh, that's so true. I
Unfortunately-
my masseuse.
Unfortunately, my dear, you'd have to go back to Neverwinter for something like that.
Yeah, that's too
Oh,
far.
no,
I'll
the
just
way-
settle for a
The
hot
way I
bath
saw
tonight.
Bocek reset those bones, I'm pretty sure he'd give you a deep tissue. Look at those fingers; they're like sausages.
I think it would be a little too deep tissue for me. I think I'm not into that. I don't know. But I will take a nice hot bath tonight at inn. If anyone needs me, that's where I'm going to be.
Yes, you should all do that. Gundren, we're gonna get you all set up, and he's like, yeah, good, because I need to fucking lay down again. He's like, and you just kind of see him kind of like twisting a little. He's kind of pulling on the wrappings a little bit for his ribs. He's like, I'm definitely better, but he holds his hands up again. We got to do something about this. As he says that, you all see Sister Gorelli actually come in. She comes rushing in. She goes, yes, I was summoned. And Sildar kind of points her to Gundren. Gundren, puts his, goes, oh, yes, let's get you someplace that is not here. Come with me. As she begins to kind of lead Gundren. Gundren looks at all of you, goes, once again, thank you so much for the rescue, but let's talk tomorrow. I also want to see if I can confer with my brothers and see what we can see. But come look for me tomorrow.
If I see your brothers out there in the town, I'll direct them to you here.
All right, good.
Also, Sister Gorelli, he has a fucked up knee. Don't let him walk too much on it.
She kind of looks down and she goes, oh, thank you. And she
You can
goes,
borrow our cart if you want.
you see her very gingerly just pick him up without any issue. And he's like, hey, this is not how you handle a dwarf. And she goes, you hush. You're not a dwarf right now. You are my patient. And she just gingerly just kind of like holding him almost like a child. Just kind of like, he's like, he does not look happy at all. Like his face is just red. If it were a comic book, there would be steam just kind of like coming out of his ears.
I will leap into Bocek's arms because that looks really comfy.
I will gingerly hold him and give him a sweet kiss on the forehead.
Oh no!
All right,
In Dwarvish,
make a Constitution saving throw for me, Bocek.
in Dwarvish, as Gundren's being carried out, it's like, just imagine, their women will pay for that. You can pay them to do that, and just imagine that it's all part of the process.
He just grumbles. He doesn't even respond. He just grumbles as he's let out the door. Bocek, what'd you get?
Natural one.
Okay, you are under the poison condition for the next minute. And it's Gorple is in your arms and Gorple is on your arms. Holy shit, Gorple is your arms. And you're just kind of looking as Gorple's, you kind of like, and he just drops you, Gorple. As he's now looking at his hands, and like they're just like talking to you and like, hey, Bojack, and you're just like, and you just watch him. He's like shaking his hands. But they are your hands and your arms, Bojack, and it is freaking you out right now.
Guys, left Gorple keeps flailing arms and going, yay!
I'll tell you, that wasn't as fun as what Gundren got.
You poisoned him, Gorple. Good job.
I don't know about you. I am having so much fun.
Okay, let's just
Little Gorple.
Drovar just kind of guides him over to a chair and just like, all right, just write it out. Yes, you and Gorple talk for a while. When you only see one table in the middle of the room. Yes,
Yay.
great.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll you go head back to the inn or something, and we'll meet up. But just don't walk anywhere for a few minutes. Just talk to Gorple.
Yeah, Sildar is just watching all of you with this confused look, and minute goes by, Bocek, and you start to come down. and you realize your hands are your hands, and you're a little confused, a little embarrassed, mostly confused. But you're just like, all right. You feel better, and at this point, Silla's like, "Well, it's getting late.
Yeah.
It is. Yep.
Get some rest.
Bath is calling for me.
Yes.
Yep.
Get some much needed rest. And yes, we'll converse in the morning and kind of go from there. There's a lot's been going on since you left, and I will just kind of update you as it were. So, have a good night and enjoy yourselves. You deserve it."
Thank you.
Is it only like an hour or two after sundown, or is it like deeper into the night at this point?
Yeah, it's maybe like an hour or two after sundown.
Is there like a leather worker or armorer in town, like either the Coster or the other place?
There is. Hold on a second. Well, what are you looking for specifically?
I figured, I don't know how long we're staying here, and Vorpal figures if he could get a jump on maybe them building him a new set of armor, like tonight, so they can start it in the morning, opposed to waiting the whole night.
Okay, I gotcha.
You know how long we're staying here, so he's like, I want to get this done, and I have a lot of money that says I can pay them to be open.
Right. Gotcha. Well, yeah, there is a smithy. You do remember as you actually came back into town, it's right across from Barthen's Provisions. But yeah, you can absolutely go check. I mean, because it's also on your way to the inn anyway. So you all begin to leave and make your way towards the inn. And you can see, yeah, people are starting to. There's less people in the streets. You can hear a shit ton of noise. What sounds like, a lot of people just gathering and having a good time. Down the street from the Stonehill Inn, you recall that's where the Sleeping Giant tavern is, and a lot of that noise is coming from there. And
Well,
as
that's where I was headed.
Okay.
Wait, before you go, Bosch is gonna grab Drovar by the shoulder and be like, 50 gold for you.
Oh, thank you, mother.
Gorpo, hold out your hand, 50 gold for you. And she just kind of turns and looks at Bocek, probably still talking to his hands, just be like, I will hold your gold until later, but 50 gold for you too.
So, so Drovar, you make your way over to the Sleeping Giant. The inn itself is the Stonehill Inn, so those who want to make their way to the inn can, and those who want to go to the Sleeping Giant Tavern can make their way there. But anyone going into the Stonehill Inn, as you kind of stick your head in, you do remember the last time you were here that this is where a lot of people were kind of coming for their drinks in the evening, and they're not necessarily like a bar, but they were making do. But it's pretty empty as you kind of stick your head in, and sitting behind the bar, you see kind of someone kind of just like sleeping, and as you and you see Toblin, who's the innkeeper, is oh hello,
Toblin.
Welcome back. It's good to see you.
Hi. There's
yes.
a party going on at Sleeping Giant, huh? It sounds crazy over there.
Oh yeah, they ever since you took care of the red brands, and they haven't been using it as kind of as a base of operations. Yeah, it's been pretty raucous there. Last couple of weeks or so, it's been really crazy in a good way.
That's good. I'm just like pulling out coin and just gonna slide it across the counter. I'm like, I need a very hot bath. I'm going to get ready and then go party with my friends. However, I'd like to pay for them for rooms too. Well, just 3 rooms, because Gorpa will just sleep in the tub with Bocek, I'm sure.
Oh no! And he kind of shoves the money back to you. Your money's no good here. Don't worry about it. He goes behind, he takes 3 keys out. He goes, look, after everything you and your friends did for this town, it's the very least we could do. It's no problem.
Well, thank you, Toblin. That's very nice.
Yes, I'll go get the water, and I'll set everything up for you in your room. No problem. Just give me a moment. Mm-hmm.
And if you guys are still behind me, I don't know if you just decided to just go straight over there, but if you guys are behind me, I'll be like, I will see you over there as soon as I am bathed.
So who's actually going to the inn and who's going to the sleeping giant?
Sleeping
Oh,
giant.
sleeping giant.
Okay.
I will go to the sleeping giant after I stop off at this blacksmith.
Okay. So yeah, so Basha, without question, over the next half hour or so, there is a tub put in your room. Nice hot water is placed within, and you are able to refresh yourself as needed, and then make your way over to the sleeping giant. Corporal, you make your way over to the blacksmith, and you can still hear, even though most of the businesses seem to have been closed for the evening, you can still hear the ting ting of the blacksmith just in the distance as you're going. Definitely work is being done here. And as you get up to it, you can feel the heat. It feels so good. As you kind of make your way there, you kind of get off of Teague, kind of lash him to the post in front, and you kind of stick your head in, and you look, and again, you can see the forge in here. It seems like, you know, you've seen your share of smithies in Neverwinter. This one seems no different. What's actually very different is the person behind the forge, the person who is currently just hammering away at this heated piece of metal currently. This person looks to be too big for the smithy. He is just kind of leaning over, and you have to take a double take looking at him, because at first you could have sworn you were looking at some kind of, like, maybe a Goliath or some kind of half giant. But as you take a look, no, he seems to be human, but he has this wild mane of red hair, and then his beard is just as wild. You can't see where the hair begins and the beard ends. It all seems to be connected. The beard itself is just kind of like, you know, just like this big bush, and you can see the singe of burnt hair on the bottom of the beard. The eyebrows are huge and bushy. And you can see he's not even wearing an apron. It looks like the apron he has been pulled down, and he's just bare chested. And this is a mountain of a man. And now that you're getting a really good look at him, the first thought is, this is the largest dwarf I've ever seen. And he's probably maybe, like, as a human, like one of the biggest humans you've ever seen. He's like 6'5". It's like, you know, just massive. And as you walk in, he's just continuing ting, 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 turns it over, continues, quenches it in the water. He turns around, he places it back in the fire, goes, "Hey, what's going on?"
I'm down here.
And he looks down. "Oh, you're real tiny."
You're real big.
What can I do for you?
I have a special project I was looking to see if I could get started working on.
Well, sit down and tell me about your project. And he kind of pulls over a little stool and kind of puts it next to you. Just, what can I do for you? And his eyes are just like wild and wide, but he is focused 100% on you.
I have a lot of gold, and I've killed a lot of weird things with my friends. And I'll pull out a bunch of dragon scales and the I forget what the hide we just killed of that creature.
The Grick.
The Grick hide.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you could make me a suit of specialized leather, studded leather armor.
You said two of my favorite words: gold and weird stuff.
If you can make arrows or bolts, I also have dragon teeth, Nothic teeth, claws. I have a lot of projects that I'd like to look into.
I think I'm gonna like you.
I think I'm gonna like you.
What's your name, small guy?
I'm Warple Lurky Pokey. What's your name?
I'm Grit Gristleborn. This is my place. Good to meet you.
This is new. When did you just get here?
I bought it a week ago.
All right. Yeah. So, what are your prices for working on things like this or experimental stuff?
Oh, let me take a look at all this stuff.
And he just kind of like, he pulls out the hide of the Grick and he just kind of looks at it. He goes,
Oh, that's Grick hide. I like that.
kind of puts it down.
Beach
Oh.
for shoulder pads.
Green dragon scale. Pretty young.
Puts it down. He's like,
All right, you said you had dragon teeth for arrows.
I pull out the 14 dragon teeth and the 7 dragon claws. Is there any way you could make either like short swords or scimitars out of these dragon claws? DM, I don't know how big they are for a younger dragon, but
Yeah.
since I'm a small creature, I feel like he might be able to do something.
they're maybe about 4 inches each, like 4 inches long each. And he kind of looks at it and he goes,
Well, I could definitely make arrowheads from these teeth. I could probably do something really, really weird with the Grickide and the green. I like you.
and you can see he's just like, as he's kind of looking at this stuff, he's just cracking his knuckles like consistently. He goes,
They wouldn't let me work on the stuff I wanted to work on in Neverwinter, so I came out here. Nobody to stop me.
You know what? And I just hand him a bag of 200 gold. How about a down payment?
he opens the bag. He's like,
That's a nice down payment. I could get started on the arrows for you immediately.
If you want to, I would prefer, honestly, a new set of armor. I think arrows I have. I do want the arrows, but I think armor's more practical if I could get that as a priority.
Oh, the armor. Let me see.
and he just kind of like he just grabs his beard and begins to like stroke it. And it's like his hands are massive, and you can see the calluses. There's like burns up and down his forearms, and he's kind of like starts like playing with the pliability of the Grick hide. He goes,
Well, I can get started immediately. And it might take me some time if I put everything to the side that I got working on currently. I could get it done for you within a week and a half. But it's gonna cost you a pretty penny. The 200's a good down payment, but I'll definitely need a little more to complete it. Probably another 500. Is that acceptable to you?
I might have to borrow some money from my friends, but I think I can make that work. I got another about 300 on me.
All right. Because, man, I haven't had workable Grick hide since I was a youngin'.
How about this?
Yeah.
How about I let you you said you could use the teeth for arrowheads?
Oh, yeah.
How about I let you have the 7 dragon claws as part of the payment and you knock off the price?
make a persuasion check with advantage.
17.
17. He goes,
Yeah, you give me those. Yeah, I'll say I'll knock off 200.
I would shake your hand, but I am poisonous. I have to warn you.
and as soon as you say that, he reaches his hand out. He shakes your hand. He does have advantage. It's good that he had advantage. Yeah. He goes,
Oh, tingly.
and he just kind of pulls away. Doesn't seem to have any effect on him whatsoever.
place another 50 gold so he has half of it up front.
Okay. Because, all right, yeah, week and a half. Oh, I guarantee you, you're gonna love this armor when I'm done with it. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I knew it was a good idea to settle down here. That little gnome, he knew how to sell the place at first. When I put down that huge bag of platinum, he knew he had no choice. That this was going to be Gristleborn Smithy.
I think, well, I'm the world's greatest hunter, or at least I'm gonna be. I think you and I can go into a long trade of business. I do want to hunt the biggest and most exotic creatures.
Oh, you hunt them, you skin them, you bring them back to me. I'll make you some weird, cool shit.
Well, hopefully for my friends too. But yeah. All right. Well, it was nice meeting you. Bye.
Bye, Corporal. Bye.
And you watch as he turns, as you're starting to turn, you watch him take both of his fists and slam them together. And as he does, his hands begin to glow. And he goes, "I'll see you in a week and a half." And he just grabs it, and you watch him as he deftly starts carving this leather off of the grit, and just like very quickly, and he's just very quickly starting to carve the leather. And yeah, you feel like you made a good, you had a good idea coming to the blacksmith to check out what he could do.
All right. Well, I'm glad I got that started now. I don't even know if we're going to be here a week and a half. Let me go catch up with my friend.
All right. So as you make your way out of the blacksmith, Drovar, Bocek, you have made your way over to Sleeping Giant. And as you do, you can see like there is a good crowd of people outside. Maybe about half a dozen, maybe a little more. And they're just kind of drinking and chatting and laughing and just having a great time. And as you both walk up, there's like, for a moment, like there's just silence. And then someone recognizes Bocek and they go, "Hey!" And then they recognize you, Drovar, and they all just like, hey, they come rushing up and like patting you on the back. Somebody hands each of you a mug, just, from whatever they were drinking. They just hand it to you. And it's like, yeah, go on inside, guys. It's good to see you. Good to see you. And just everybody everybody's just like very, very happy to see both of you. And as you go inside, it's even better. Like there's just more people inside. There's at least 24 people. You can see that like at the corner, there actually seems to be somewhat of a band. There's like 3 individuals. They look like, they're farmers, or one of them is possibly a miner. But one is holding a fiddle, the other is holding a lute, the other is got like, it looks like a pan flute, and they're just kind of like trying to their best to keep like the atmosphere jovial and going. They're not the greatest players, but they don't seem to care. They just seem to be happy and trying to share that happiness with everybody that's there. And as you walk in, they're like, "Ah!" Everybody starts like, they're just cheering and just, saying hello to you. As you're seeing, you can actually see 2 individuals, young boy and a young girl, who are just like rushing around, just kind of making sure, with trays, serving people drinks. And as they do, you're just like, yeah, hi, oh, it's you. And they just hand you another mug. It's like, we were told that whenever you came in, you and your friends, drinks are always free.
Well, that's a wonderful thing to hear. All right, well, we'll just find a table somewhere, I suppose.
And the young girl comes over. She goes, "Oh, you want to it?" And she runs over to a table where there's like four people just sitting. She starts kicking their chairs, and she's like, "Get up! They want to sit down!" And they're like, "Oh!" And they all start getting up, and now there is a table free for the lot of you.
There you go. Yeah.
It's like, all right, just
down and
just relax, and if you need anything, just flag me down. My name's Anna.
all right.
Is bartender here?
She's right over there, and you kind of point, and you can see the dwarven female owner of the sleeping giant. She's just kind of like she's not even paying attention to everything that's happening. You can just see her. She's just like pouring drinks and just putting them on the bar, and then the young girl and the young boy are just coming over, putting the drinks onto the trays and then serving them, and she's just like not paying attention. She's just putting drinks up on the bar, and there's a moment where she finishes and she goes, "Oh, hello there!" And she comes rushing around the bar, and she comes right up to you, Drovar, and she gives you a huge bear hug. She kind of
returned.
Yeah. And then she sees Bocek, and she kind of smacks him on the ass, and she goes, "How the hell are all of you?"
Much better for seeing you. It's been a long trip. We've done a good bit of work out there, but the beer is perfect. Thank you.
Oh, no, anytime. Like, your money's no good here. You and your friends, anytime you need something to drink, you want a quick, something to eat, a nibble. Like, I don't have a proper restaurant yet. I don't have a good cook, but we're working on it. Now that, I'm up and running again, I'm super happy. Yeah.
This place is crazy. Big change since we were here last.
Oh, it's just, it's a huge weight lifted off of this town, and it's all due to all of you. So thank you so much.
Well, we did what we could, I guess. Yeah. Bocek, you want to ask her something?
Bocek have 2 questions.
All right, shoot.
1, can Bocek have empty bottles?
How many empty bottles do you need?
Like, end of night, I take your empty bottles.
Oh, well, at the end of the night, I got to wash them out and reuse them. But, if I've got any, depending on how many you need, if I got some spare ones, they're yours.
I need maybe 20, 30, and I give you 10 of them back filled.
That's
he's trying something new. I think this will work out for you. Trust me, I'll sit with you and we'll test it out. But he wants to brew up something and test it out.
You brewer.
I'm giving her 10 bottles of the dragon's blood stuff.
Oh, is it ready now? I kind of blacked out before.
Yes, it's a bit too strong. Maybe mix. Second question.
Right.
If you want night off, maybe hang out with Drovar. Bocek happily bartend for you.
Well, I wasn't gonna say
that. Oh, well, listen. I am a multitasker. I can do many things at once.
He's very talented.
So how about, thank you, I appreciate it, but you are a guest and I am your host. So you don't worry about working or doing anything like that. But Drovar, he could come hang out with me behind the bar if he wishes.
Wouldn't say no.
So
I just kind of wave off to both of them.
So all right, so things look to be kind of coming down a little bit, but I definitely need to be ready for anything. And so yeah, you want to hang out with me behind the bar? It's fine.
Sure. Yeah.
So she goes behind the bar, and you can see that she has created like this. It looks like a ramp system, where as she comes around the bar, it kind of elevates her behind the bar, so she comes up even behind it. So she's no longer using like stools or anything. And it seems, again, all of these things seem recently made, recently put together. They're definitely trying to take back a semblance of ownership, and from compared to where everything was before. and she's just kind of like, and throughout the evening, you and her just kind of like talk. She kind of lets you know how everybody's been in, you know, a much better mood. The Lord's Alliance there's actually some guards here who are starting to train some of the people to protect themselves in the town, as well as building up some fortifications around the town as well.
Okay. Yeah, Drovar does not, you know, he happy to talk to her and stuff. He doesn't interfere with what she's doing stuff, but when she needs a new keg or something, he's happy to just, yeah, and he'll roll that in to save her a little bit of time, but not, you know, pour drinks for her or anything, just a little bit of heavier work. He's happy to just, you know, make things a little bit easier for her, you know, as she's getting some stuff done. And otherwise he sits back and just, you know, deflates.
Yeah, and without question, like she lets you help her, doesn't mention it at all, and just continues to kind of talk with you and enjoy your company as the evening progresses. And yeah, you can see like it is just a very jovial atmosphere of just people like very happy to just be hanging out with each other, talking to each other, and not have this feeling of oppression on them anymore. Throughout the course of the evening, Gorpal and Basha do make their way in, and you both definitely know it because you can hear them outside go, "Hey, it's the frog guy!" You know, and you know, just they kind of walk in, and Basha's like, "Hey!" Every time one of them shows up, they're just like, there's just like this huge thing that happens, and then they come walking in.
Important question: do they allow Teague indoors?
They are very like leery, like they kind of all back up like a foot, but they don't stop you. Like they're just like, "Hey,
I like this bar better."
And as you walk in,
he won't bite you. He won't bite you unless I tell him. He won't bite you. Just feed him. It's fine.
Yeah, and as you walk in and you're telling people this, Grista just kind of looks over. She goes, "As long as he doesn't shit on the floors, he's okay."
All right, you can't shit inside, but if you need to, you can just leave. You know how to use door handles, remember?
Yeah, you just watch as you say this to Teague. Teague goes and just turns around and walks out the back door. And everybody's like, as he's walking, like there's a huge berth. Like people just and then there's this pause when everyone watches him creepily just open the back door with one of his claws, and then just leave, but not just leave, closes the door behind him.
He's very polite.
And they all just, yeah, they all just turn and look at you, Gorpal, and then just go back to drinking and keep talking with each other. There is a slight tension now in the room, but eventually it goes away as they just witness something that disturbed them for some reason. Now that, you know, they can realize that it can probably open up a door and come into their homes, you know.
Gorpal. How can that thing drink alcohol?
I mean,
don't.
It can drink anything a person can drink. I mean, I don't know how alcohol would affect it, but if you wanted to drink your alcohol, you just gotta ask. It's a friend.
Not mine. Mine may be too strong, but I have idea on how to maybe make people less scared of him.
I would suggest getting a bowl because I don't think he wants to chew on glass.
Yeah, we give him bowl, but we see who wants to do shots with Raptor. Everybody wants to do shots with weird celebrities, so that make people maybe less scared.
I mean, you did refer to him as a horse dog, so maybe he can drink alcohol. I don't know. I'm sure he'll try it. If he hates it, he hates it.
Sasha comes up to you guys in the middle of all of this and just like, I don't know what I missed, but I would do shots with Teague. That could be fun.
Bocek stands up at the table. Who wants to do shots with Raptor tonight?
Somebody
think that's you.
Somebody drunkenly goes, "What's a raptor?"
Weird horse dog that just go outside to use bathroom.
The lizard horse?
Yeah!
Fuck you!
Okay.
Everybody starts laughing. Everybody starts laughing at the guy who is clearly drunk, like super drunk. But they're like, but no, seriously, no, thank you. Appreciate it though. And they're like all super like apologetic and very, very nice. But there's one guy that comes over to you as everybody kind of finishes apologizing, and he goes, I'll do shots with the lizard horse.
Fuck yeah.
Basha, by the way, got all dolled up to come out. She's just like, oh no.
Yeah. The guy who's come up to you, like, it looks like his nose has been broken a couple of times. He has a wandering eye. And he's maybe like 2 feet shorter than you, Bocek. And he's just kind of looking up at you, but kind of not looking up at you. And he's like, yeah, so how much?
Shots on me. I buy you a drink. You drink with
yeah.
our biggest friend of ours. Everyone's scared of him. I'm trying to make people less scared.
It's gonna be really sloppy. He doesn't have lips.
That's all right. You see this? And he kind of like, it doesn't look like he has a bottom lip. And he goes, I lost that in the war. It's really sloppy on my end too. I think we're gonna get along just fine. Name's Horace.
Hello, I am Wojciech.
Is your name Horse?
No,
Horace.
Horace.
I don't hear the difference.
Oh, he is missing a lip. But yeah, it's
All right. So I'll be. And he kind of points over to the table. He's like, I'm gonna be over at that table. Just send your lizard horse friend there. And he just kind of like he just like waddles over to the table, sits down, and continues to drink whatever he was drinking. You're not even sure if it was his drink. It was just a drink on the table, and he just picked it up and started drinking it. So yeah, you got one taker. Everybody else seems to be like, no, thank you. But over the course of the evening, you all continue to have a really good time. And we're gonna take our break. When we get back, we will see what happens if Horace actually does do some shots with Teague. And
I do want to ask Krista, like, where you got any bandages? Because I think somebody's losing a limb to that lizard tonight.
And she just looks at you and goes, shh, I kind of want to see this.
Oh, I want to see it too, but we should have them up handy in case
It's not the first. It won't be the first time or the last time I'm up blood in this place. It's fun.
All right.
And so that's where we're gonna take our break. So yeah, thank you for taking this weird journey out with us. We'll be back shortly, and we'll see how this weird journey completes this time. So we'll be back soon. And we're back. Hello, everybody. All right, so I'm inclined to kind of move forward from the Sleeping Giant Inn. But if there's anything that any of you would like to pursue, please let me know, and we will.
Is there anyone Basha should pursue? If not, she's just going to wait, because there's probably better folks in, like, Neverwinter, so...
I mean, you know...
I mean, Sildar's pretty rich.
Yeah, but I'd rather leave that one on the hook, you know? Sometimes it's better to leave them, like, just waiting. It's just better.
He's got eyes for Gundren anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
romance, I can't compete.
And he's not even here currently, right? I mean, you look around and you can see, like, there are, everyone here seems to be either, a farmer or a miner or some profession that works with their hands extensively. Very strong, very hardy people. But currently Sildar doesn't seem to be anywhere around.
I will wait. I'm going back to bed. Actually, no, I'm going to go back and work with my spell book, so.
Okay.
All right,
Cheers.
T. Do you want to drink alcohol? Bochek
Oh, wait, I have to watch
offered
this.
it. And, I mean, it tastes okay. It really doesn't do anything for me, but it might do stuff to you. Have you ever eaten spoiled berries and gotten a little lightheaded? Probably not, because you just came into existence. Yeah, I kind of put down. What do we get? He's probably not going to drink straight alcohol. That'll smell like poison. So a beer or something might be a little better.
Something fruity with berries, maybe a nice berry wine in bowl.
All right. Cluck, 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 cluck. Put a bowl down.
Okay. It just kind of looks at it. Horace is actually sitting maybe a foot away from him. And is just watching in fascination. One eye's, kind of looking that way, but this one is dead set right on Teague, just watching.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals, kind of discreetly.
Mhm.
Be like, listen, everyone's afraid of you because you're an apex predator. It would make them feel a little more comfortable if you drank their stupid alcohol with them. It's just kind of flavored water, but it might get you a little dizzy.
All right. I'll do it.
Okay, then have that. And I'll just discreetly put a handful of jerky next to it to be like, there's more where that came from, buddy.
He looks down, yeah. Kind of grabs the jerky first, and yep. And just kind of looks around. Horace is eagerly, Horace is just holding his cup, and he's holding it really close to his mouth, and he's just kind of waiting to see what Teague does.
Teague, just start drinking. It'll make the stupid human problem go away.
So Teague just rams his face down into the bowl, and you just hear, and as he comes up, it's just kind of just all the beer. There's beer foam at the bottom of Teague's chin, and Teague is just kind of looking around. Make a. It's a low DC, but make a Constitution saving throw for Teague. I'm just curious.
17.
17? Okay. You can see this strange look in Teague's eyes. And as he kind of raises up and he's got the beer foam around his mouth, you watch Horace say, and just he keeps drinking, and you can see his drink is just kind of falling down his chin, just getting soaked up by his shirt. And Teague just kind of looks at you, is just flavored water's good. Flavored water's good. It just goes right back down. And
Bochek, he likes it.
Horace is drinking. He was like, "Yeah, I knew he'd like it. He's got that look about him. Yeah, it's that look that says I like booze, and I could read that off people. I guess."
Bochek, when Teak is too drunk for him to be able to walk because he's an animal, you have to carry him back to our room.
No problem. Happily.
Okay. Because I don't think they process it the same way we do. Or you do, I guess.
I've seen enough. I'm going. Bye.
Teague's head comes up and he just looks at you. He goes, more.
He wants more now. Also, he poops on the floor. There's no stopping it anymore.
Somebody's losing a limb tonight. And just know it. I can see this coming.
So over the course of the evening, eventually your spell wears off and you can't understand it, but you definitely get the impression by how many times he just keeps drinking the bowl full of beer and then pushing the bowl right to you when he wants more. And at some point throughout the evening, as the patrons start to clear out, you see Horace with his arm around Teague. It's like, so she fucking left me. And I told her, I could do better. But she didn't give me a chance. And Teague just like, all right.
The worst part about this is, Bochek, T can completely understand what he's saying, and he's just being an asshole and ignoring it. Or like, it's just hilarious.
And yeah, at some point, Horace passes out completely, and Teague just keeps pushing the bowl towards you, Bochek, to refill. And at this point in the evening, as he pushes the bowl, his head just lands on the table and his eyes slowly close. And he starts, you've never heard a dinosaur snore. It's horrifying. It's like you ever heard those Peruvian death whistles?
Yeah.
Okay, where they just like, it just sounds like this screech. It's that, but on the inhale. And it's loud enough that it kind of like Horace goes, I said to do better. And he just kind of looks. I see he goes, he's drunk. And he kind of gets up and just with much difficulty hobbles out of the sleeping giant. And you now have a drunk dinosaur just snoring its death whistle snore currently.
Gorp, you can't take him back to the inn like that. The noise is going to wake everybody up. Can you just send him back to where he comes from?
I mean, I could, but I'm not going to.
Yo,
look, you
it's
can't
okay.
take him back to the inn. He's going to wake everybody up.
It's okay. We share bed.
Yeah, he'll snuggle with Bochek, and I'll get my tub filled with hot water.
All right.
I turn to Gorple. Your friend is going to be my new drinking buddy.
I mean, if he's okay with it, but you can't get him drunk while we're on the mission.
Oh yeah, of course. That's reserved for Bochek.
Yeah, you explain it to him.
I think
I've seen that look in folks' eyes before when they first have a taste of it. It's like, yeah, you tell him he can't have any.
Oh no,
Good
I
luck
mean,
with that.
he's gonna rip through Bochek's pockets. We'll get new pants for him anyway. It'll be fine.
So yes, I do have a Peruvian death whistle. That's how I know what that sounds like. So yeah, delicately, Bochek, you are able to kind of lift Teague, who is very, very limp, and thankfully doesn't awaken during the process of you kind of fireman carrying him back to the inn where you have sleeping quarters. Drovar, you can bed down wherever you wish this evening.
I will gladly stay here if the hostess has no objections. Otherwise, I'll just, bid her good night and head back to the inn.
She does not have a single objection whatsoever.
Then fade to black. Yeah, that.
Yep, gotcha. But the rest of you able to make your way back to the inn and bed down for the evening. Bocek, you're just kind of leaning Teague gently up against the wall, where he just at this point looks like just like a broken T-Rex toy, just kind of like up against the wall. Thankfully, the position that Bocek put him in has minimized the strange death whistle snoring.
Nah, he's flat out cuddling in the bed.
Okay, all right.
I'm
Perfect.
holding him like he's a big old dog.
Perfect.
Oh,
Perfect.
You get to deal with the hangover, Bocek. I hope you're ready.
But you all do awake in the morning, unless there before we finish out for the evening, if there's something you would want to do.
I just find I have not yet added Mage Hand to my list of known spells, and I did that even though it was possible for me to do so. So I'm gonna do that tonight with Jan, and then after that I'll go to bed. So
Okay, yeah, not a problem. Yeah, you're able to do that without issue, especially considering your specific school of magic that you subscribe to. You are able to do so quickly without issue. You are noticing while you are using your quill and transcribing into Jan that there is a very slight chill coming from the book itself. There is there's no frost, there's no dampness, thankfully. Like, you're kind of afraid of that because you don't want the book itself to be ruined in any way, but it's only just kind of holding your hands over the book itself, like you can feel that kind of like very slight cold chill over the book, but it's not so cold that it hurts or disturbs you in any way. It's just present.
Strange.
But you're actually, and during this time that Jan doesn't actually speak to you unless you speak with him. But
she'll probably talk to him because she always does. Like, we don't have to role play it, but she's just gonna make casual conversation and be like, and then this happened with dinner, like it was crazy, while we were drinking, it was crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and again, it's always like a very, very cordial, very friendly conversation. Jan just, it's like, yeah, I was there. I know. But absolutely agreeing with you and kind of affirming the things that you may be thinking. It's always a nice conversation. It's after a while, you kind of like, after you finish, inscribing, you kind of sit back for a moment and you kind of close Jan and getting ready for bed. That thought creeps into your mind as like, I'm talking to a book. It's a little weird, but I mean, it's a great book. Like you're very happy, but it's that thought always kind of creeps in there. It's like, I'm talking to a book.
I'm talking to a book.
Yeah. Yeah. But you're able to, bed down for the evening. After, and that you now have Mage Hand inscribed into your spellbook. Is there anything else that anybody else would like to do before? Okay. You all awake in the morning, without much of an issue. Bocek, you slowly open your eyes, and as you do, there is this large reptilian eye just staring into your soul. With as your arm is still around, and you can smell like the breath of a predator. It's just like there's this kind of carrion, almost rotted meat smell coming from its mouth as it's just like, and then out of its nostrils, like these two puffs, and a little bit of snot, dinosaur snot just kind of sprays onto your face. And it's just kind of like, now that it sees that you're awake, its breathing is becoming a little more agitated.
gonna like pop up. Bochek, you should let go. Teague's gonna need to get outside.
I let go.
Yeah. As you let go, kind of moves back slightly and then kind of gets off the bed, kind of very awkwardly. It's like stumbles a little bit. All the time, like just continuously staring you down. And then it slowly moves back towards the door and looks at you, Gorple.
I'll pull out a small bowl and fill it with water, as I imagine.
Yeah, it just starts drinking the water. It goes very slowly towards the bowl, sniffs it, tastes it, and then immediately begins drinking all of the water. Then it's still the whole time like one eye on Bochek, and then just.
Listen, I told you that it would get you dizzy. It got you too dizzy. All right, I just opened the door. I know you want to go outside. Go run outside. I'm sure there's a trough if you want to drink. Don't need any horses or people.
Backs out the door, still staring at Bochek, and then slowly turns the corner, is no longer able to see. You do hear a slight ruckus downstairs of people like, what? And it slowly calms down, and then everything seems normal. And as you open the door, you can smell all of the breakfast foods coming from downstairs. You all make your way downstairs, and there's a couple of people down there. Tolbin comes over and goes, "Listen, again, I understand about your lizard horse friend. Just if you could accompany him next time, I think that would be just a little better. He can stay indoors. It's fine. But
well, just think about this. He didn't tear up your sheets and linen, so I think that's a win here.
That is definitely a win and much appreciated. So thank you for that. You appreciate that.
Yeah, next time he was just a little cooped up. He didn't expect to wake up indoors. Normally, he got a little drunk last night. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure. I mean, it's happened to the best of us. Your lizard horse got drunk. Okay. Sure. Please help yourself to breakfast. There's plenty. And again, there's just a wonderful array of foods there.
Bochek, I met this crazy human yesterday. Not as big as you, because you're the biggest, but he is big, and his beard is crazier than Drovar's, and he likes to build with weird stuff. And I handed him a bunch of those hides I've been collecting.
Oh, this guy sounds great, because I like to make beer with weird stuff.
I mean, he might like your weird beard. He likes weird things. He specifically likes weird things. He yelled it at me at least 8 octaves higher than I wanted to hear.
This sounds awesome.
I mean, by the definition of the word awe, yeah, it was definitely awe something.
Okay.
But I think we should let Drovar go meet him when once he's done mating. He should be back here.
Eventually, Drovar, you do make your way back to the inn.
Yeah, he strolls in there. Yeah, I don't think he'd tell Gris this. The food's better at the inn. It's like, morning, that's good. The berries do fill you up, but it's all different. Yeah.
Listen,
Does not beat this breakfast.
I'm not complaining. I like cooked food. I like meat, but in a pinch,
I'm
will
happy
provide.
for the berries are real handy, but when somebody's put some work into something like this,
Can't beat that.
So yeah, you have a very good breakfast. Currently, People are starting to kind of fill out. There's about a half a dozen people from the town, and again, it's very odd feeling to have all of these people just eventually, at some point through the morning while you're eating, just come over and just thank you so much for taking care of the red brands, and we really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And
I'm just glad to do it. Thank you.
And it just it's a very odd feeling. It's nice, but all of a sudden this recognition that comes with the deeds that you're doing is it's an interesting dynamic, to say the least. But you eventually find yourselves to be the only ones left in the inn, finishing up your meals, trying to decide what's next for the day.
Should we go find Gundren?
I don't think so.
I mean, also to be fair, I remember you were talking Drovar of maybe seeing if any of that was getting armor or whatever.
Yeah, now that we've got some coin in the pockets.
You need to hold your beard for a second, because I met the greatest smith I've ever seen in my life. Though he is busy for the next week and a half because I paid a lot of goddamn money. But there's this guy. He's like 6'8" or whatever. I don't know how tall humans measure themselves. But anyway, he's huge. But he has a beard and eyebrows like you, but even bigger. You got big eyebrows. Just throwing it out there. Judging from everyone around me, your eyebrows are currently the biggest.
They are very large, but it's proportionate for a dwarf.
It's appropriate.
Handsome,
They're
for a dwarf.
they're exceptionally bushy.
They are. They can
Fair.
grab little flies and bring them in if we're really hungry.
That seems very efficient.
It works really well.
Maybe someday on your next molt, you'll get your own. Maybe.
I don't want hair. That seems uncomfortable. Anyway.
Keeps you warm.
Ooh. Well, I can just get fur things.
True.
Anyway, but this guy, he likes working with weird materials to the point where he worked with such weird materials, he got kicked out of Neverwinter. And that's pretty cool.
So
That's
wait,
interesting.
this fellow's the smith? You're saying?
Yeah, he bought the smithy that's on the way into town. I met him last night. It was intense, the conversation, at least on his end. But he makes specialty armors for like if we have stuff. And so I traded him those hides and stuff to make me some stuff. But if we find more,
Well, I'm always willing to meet a smith. It's maybe I don't know what would have happened if Shug was here. I think either the two of them would have hated each other, or Shug would have moved in and never left the place. We'll have to see. You never know.
I mean, he honestly, he's probably hasn't slept from the look in his eye. Oh, speaking of that, do you have any more of that coffee? I need it.
What
Now.
coffee? What coffee is like?
I need
like hiding her
coffee. Give me coffee.
You don't see it.
Ask the
Coffee right over there. And I just
inn.
hop over to the bar and drink someone else's coffee.
Yeah, there's actually cups that are still there that haven't been cleaned out. You find coffee, yeah.
Oh my god, it's the greatest.
All right, let's let him ride that out. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I think maybe.
I would like to talk about what we want to do after we talk to Gundren, because I think we should
Yeah.
have plans for other thing.
I agree. All right. Let's go take let's go check out Noosh. This money's weighing me down. Let's spend some of it.
Also, is there any extra money? I need like 3 to 20 gold.
There's at least 20 extra in pot.
Great, I need it.
All right, here. I mean, if everyone's okay with it, it'll make him stronger and make it better for fighting. Sure, here, have the extra 20.
Sure.
Yay!
Let's see what this guy's got to offer.
All
I can't believe he got kicked out of Neverwinter. I mean,
Yeah, I need details.
what do you have to do to get kicked out of a city? I mean,
I think he was like really wanting to work with really weird stuff, like I don't know, maybe experimental smithing. That guy, literally, I'm unsure if he had a hammer in his smithy because he just smashed his hands together before he started talking about smithing.
Wait, really? And what happened?
I don't know. I left.
All
right, we gotta go see this
DM,
guy.
does this sound like maybe it might be an artificer from what I know of? Like,
Make an
stuff or-
make an intelligence check for me.
What? A wizard make an intelligence check?
Yeah.
Oh, I rolled pretty shitty, so let's see how I actually do.
Just ask your wizard mafia friends, or ask the book.
Ask the mafia. It's I actually only got a 10, so I don't know if I know.
10. You're not sure. You'd have to meet everything that Gorpal said sounded way strange.
Yeah,
You'd
this
probably
is a
have to
weird
meet
guy.
him and get more information.
All right, I'm willing to meet this weird guy. Let's go.
So you're all making your way. Okay. So you begin walking right across the street. You don't hear anything, no loud banging or forge sounds, if you will. But again, Gorpal, that warmth radiating from the blacksmith feels great. The rest of you immediately, it's a little uncomfortable. It's just really, really like that warm temperature coming from the smith is it's a little much. I mean, Drovar, you're somewhat used to it, considering your family heritage and such. But it always, it takes a while, but you do start to get a little uncomfortable from the heat.
Yeah.
As you all walk in, you see the largest human you've probably ever seen. He is bare chested. His apron is hanging down. His wild mane of red hair. I mean, and it's bright red. It's not orange. It is a bright red hair. His bushy eyebrows just kind of like coming out, just almost protruding, almost like the eyebrows themselves seem to give him like a furrowed ridge where there is none. And you can see, the only time you can see his actual mouth or teeth is when he talks, because he just opens his mouth so wide. And as you walk in, you can see him over a large workbench. He's just hunched over, and you can see him kind of like from the back, just kind of making some motions. And as you come a little further in, you can see that he is actually carving into that grick hide. And it's in pieces right now. And he's just kind of like carving into it. And there is a slight glow coming from his hands. He is not wearing gloves of any kind. There's this just slight glow coming from his hands. And as you all go, he turns around and goes, "Hey! How y'all doing?" And just continues to work.
Looking at him, since he's pretty much, has like nothing on above the waist, but seeing the glowing hands, I kind of look at the tattoos that are kind of there. It's like, does he have any tattoos, like any markings on his skin?
Currently, what strikes you right away is he has numerous scars, like on his back, and you can see on his arms. The glow from his hand specifically seems to be more of a kind of like yellowish white light. Make a perception check for me.
Wow, an 18.
18. As you're kind of looking at the scars, there are a few of the scars that seem to actually have some kind of definition. And as you continue to look, you can see they're actual runes, some of the scars. Other scars are very long and jagged, and absolutely, you've seen scars like this in battle. You have some scars such as this. Definitely like blade strikes from both long and short swords. You can easily identify, but some of the other scars, upon closer inspection, seem to be runish in nature, and it's not a language that you're familiar with.
Yeah, I was going to ask if it's Dwarven, but it's not.
It's not.
But there's clearly a systematic pattern to some of the scarring that I'm seeing on his body. The rest, it's like, oh, this guy's been in the shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now that his hands are glowing, can I make an Arcana check to see if I recognize it or no?
This would be
Yeah. Make an Arcana check.
All right, that's a 17.
17. There's definitely some kind of magic. It's very strange. It seems to be normally like there needs to be some kind of focus, right? For magic to be channeled from you. As a practitioner, you absolutely are aware of the different types of things you can use. And as you're kind of and you're just kind of, and again, you don't have a clear view from the front. You're just kind of seeing this from the side. You don't see, like, you're looking for maybe, is it a faith type of faith-based magic? And you're looking for like a holy symbol. You don't see one. You don't see any kind of focus. You don't see like a wand or, something that would be used as a focus. But the type of magic that's currently being used without actual, detect magic, using the spell itself, it's kind of hard to determine exactly what's going on here. But it is a magic of some sort.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of lean and just loud enough so the Drovar and whoever else is next to me can hear. I'm just like, he is magic, man.
Yeah, see the scars on him. Some of them have a pattern to them. There's runes there. He's done something to himself, or someone did it to him.
He was blacksmithing without a shirt on. That seems like important.
Oh, it's fine.
Not the shirt,
He can do that. That is fine. That is a-okay with me.
All right, his eyes are up, but you never mind. I'm talking business. You just, I guess, enjoy the scenery.
So as you're kind of having this conversation, you see that he actually stops and stops working. And as he does, the glow begins to, in his hands begins to subside. And he kind of turns around and he kind of looks at all. He goes,
Hey, yeah, normally I like an audience, but I was working. But what can I do for you?
We just wanted to meet Gorpal's new friend. He said he made acquaintance with someone who was just making weird stuff, and that's interesting to me.
Oh, yeah. I'm having lots of fun. Thanks for this, Gorpal. I thought I made a bad decision coming out here. You made sure I made the right decision. Oh, yeah.
Well, I might be interested in buying some stuff. So I look up if he's only been here a week. Is there like wares hanging up here, like weapons or armor or anything like that?
there are, but they seem to be just kind of like your basic run of the mill. Like you do see like breastplates and scale mail. You see short swords, long swords, different types of ammunition. But none of it seems kind of like out of the ordinary. It seems like your basic run of the mill kind of armors. And he sees you kind of like looking around. He goes,
Oh, yeah, that was from the last guy. I haven't really started my brand of smithing yet. I haven't built up my stock yet, but give me some time. Little man right here really got the juices flowing. I'm really pumped now. Once I get this done, this is going to be great. Everybody's going to be talking about the Gristleborn Smithy.
That's amazing, Mr. Gristlebore.
That's me.
I heard that Gorpal mentioned that you said you really like to work with the weird stuff. Why didn't Neverwinter let you work with it? Why did they kick you out?
Something about the explosions.
Oh, explosions.
I like to use different types of materials. I experiment all the time. Sometimes the materials I use are very unstable. They even say I'm a little unstable.
No.
But that's horsepucky.
I would never say that, ever.
No, it's probably a little bit true. Lots of explosions.
Maybe. Still, that's interesting. Well, I don't want to interrupt your work, but yeah.
I haven't gotten to the good stuff yet, so it's no problem, little missy.
Well, I might be interested in at least helping, taking one of these stock things off the walls to, get you a little more coin to help you build up your to pursue your own vision.
Sure. What are you looking for specifically?
Let's see. That breastplate up there, maybe. I like a lot of I like a lot of mobility, and when I'm out in the field.
Oh, all right, sure.
And he just with one big meaty hand just kind of goes up, pulls it off. And what is it specifically are you looking for? Like a leather?
You know, no, like a breastplate. Like the actual,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. This one seems pretty good. I haven't put it under the stress test yet. But considering that the last guy who was here for many years, I'm gonna have to assume it was pretty good.
Well, I know my way around this, hammer and forge myself if I can take a look at it.
Absolutely.
And he just hands it right to you.
Okay.
And it seems decent. Like it seems like a very standard breastplate. But it you kind of knock on it a little bit and kind of ting ting, all the stuff that you know how to do to make sure it's quality. The forging itself.
Lick it to check.
Well, of course. How else are you gonna know? Gee.
He's like standing and goes, yeah, you seem to know your stuff.
Yeah.
And it seems like the forging seems very evenly made. It seems like a solid piece that can withstand exactly what it's made to withstand.
Mm-hmm. So Gorpal was saying that you're putting together something made out of the pieces that you brought him.
Oh, yeah, the Grickhide. Oh, man, when I was an apprentice, I worked with Grickhide once, and I saw my master do the most amazing thing with Grickhide, and that's what I'm going to do for you, little man. I'm going to make sure that you are unseen when you don't want to be seen, because that's what Grickhide is good for.
I didn't realize.
You can make some. So you put some of the creature's properties into the things you build. Is that what you do?
Well, hopefully, yeah, like it's intact enough that it contains still some of the properties that made it work when it was alive. And that's what I do. If it doesn't, I use my own brand of oomph to make sure I bring it to the surface.
Okay.
Yeah. So Grix, I'm not sure if you're familiar. Well, I don't even want to know how you got it. But from the looks of it, you put a real big hurting on it. And that's good because Grix, they like to hide. They can hide in natural stone conditions, almost blending in. And that's how they get you. You don't see them coming. But then...
It jumped down from the ceiling.
Yeah,
we didn't see it coming until it was right in the middle of us.
Yep. And that's what they do. And so hopefully what I do is I put it together. And when you're wearing it, you take on some of them properties. Not 100%, because only the Grix themselves can get the full, what it takes to be, them. But I could do a little bit what they do. And sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's a little iffy. But you pay me enough gold, I'll do my damnedest to get you the best damn hide armor you're gonna have.
You need studded leather. You're gonna make the hide in the studded leather. I don't want hide. I want.
Yeah. Well, I'm just out of the hide. I meant, yeah.
All right, good, because I don't need hide armor.
No, with studded leather, it's gonna be beautiful too. Like when they do see you, they're gonna be scared as hell of you. So,
Very nice.
So what do you think? Yeah, you want to get that breastplate there?
Possibly. How long is it going to be taking you to make the thing you're making for him?
Oh, probably about a week and a half.
What would you do if you could make a breastplate with a little extra oomph, as you say? What would you, if you could make something? Say you don't have the materials. Is there any type of material you think would work for that?
Well, you tell me, what is it that you're looking for? What do you want out of your breastplate besides protection? What kind of special properties do you want it to have? That will determine what I need to do with it and what the materials will be.
Well, that's a question I did not expect to answer today. I hadn't thought about it.
It's an important question. Something you got to think about with your armor.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. Oh, sorry. You go, Basha.
No, I was just going to say there's something I've heard of but never had, and I don't know if you could make it or if this is not something. Maybe I should go to a jeweler. Is there such a thing as a ring of spell storing or something? Is that something you can make, or no? Is that not something familiar to you?
Well, it sounds familiar. I do believe that the things such as that do exist. But no, these hands are not made for delicate jewelry work. They're made for hammering metal. They're made for pulling and ripping the properties out of things to make them better than they once were. That's what these hands are for. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's good work. It's important work too. You know.
Well, our friend seems to be settling here, and I don't know much what we're doing after all of this, Drovar, because we have things we need to do.
We do.
But I still have my own personal mission of hunting bigger and more exotic things, and that could partner me, and maybe if you guys keep coming along or not, and we could figure out some sort of thing.
Maybe if we find something out there, we kill it, and it was really, really challenging. It's like, wow, we like the way that was a tough fight. Let's bring pieces of that thing back and see what we can do with it. For now, though, yeah, I think the breastplate, that just something to, he taps his chest. It's like, something a little, just to keep the enemies off just a little bit more. But if it's too heavy, it makes too much noise, and if it's any lighter than that, it's not really going to do much for me. I tend not to fight with any armor on myself.
Oh, so you're looking to maybe have quieter armor.
Oh, that would work, yeah.
Oh,
Something that doesn't make so much noise. Then it might be even something heavier.
Yeah. Maybe have you thought about slathering yourself in like buckets of oil? Because I find when I need to be super quiet, oil is a good thing to use on armor.
Yeah, but wouldn't I basically be a walking unlit torch?
Well, there is that.
There is that. So
More explosions. That's all.
or explosions.
Exploding quiet armor.
Oh no.
Excuse me.
And he turns around and you watch as he pulls some parchment out and he seems to start making some notes.
I will just set 400 gold on the table and just take the breastplate. Like
And he stops. He goes,
How's that?
Oh yeah. That's exactly the right amount.
Yes, I know the value. I think this will be good if I get a better idea. I know where to come.
Oh, absolutely. And if you find weird stuff, even if you don't want to make something of it, if it's weird enough, I might just buy it from you so I can make some stuff. So just find weird stuff, bring it to me, and we'll see what we can do with it.
Oh yeah. I pull out the Nothic teeth and the Nothic claws that we got. Also, maybe Boshek needs a new set of darts.
I got this guy's head.
I take out the doppelganger head.
Yeah. You take out the head and he just kind of like palms the top of it. He goes,
Oh, what the hell is this?
It's a doppelganger.
Doppelganger.
It could change its shape. It looked like a drow when we killed it. It can change its appearance to look like other types of humanoids.
Squishy.
Squishy, yes.
The smell ain't too great either.
No,
Who am I to talk?
Well, hey,
hands it back to you.
if you think you could, if you get an idea for it, I'm happy to.
You got more of the hide of that?
No, we just kept the head.
Oh, I probably need more to work with.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I think we're just gonna have to chuck you in a pit somewhere. Nobody wants you.
Probably.
So from
Well, if
this
you come
point
across
forward-
another one, just remember, the more skin, the better.
Skin, right? Okay.
So from this point forward,
Yeah.
we collect the monster parts and bring them back here for sweet armor for you guys. Sound good?
Yep.
Well, could be. Yeah, possibly.
For the first time since you all came in there, he actually seems to like notice you, Bocek. He goes,
Oh, hey there, Junior. What do you need? What can I do for you?
Oh, Bocek no need nothing, but I have a small gift for you.
A gift for me? But we don't know each other. We haven't done the pleasantries yet.
I reach
Grit.
out with.
Yeah.
I am Bocek. Nice to meet you.
Grit Gristleborn.
and he kind of go, and you're very surprised. Like his hand is about the same size as yours, and it's super calloused. Like there's like layers of callus on his hand, and he kind of he squeezes your hand.
I squeeze back. I like this guy.
I like you too. You remind me of my little brother.
You remind me of my little brother, so I understand.
I miss my little brother.
So, I understand you make weapons and armor out of strange creature materials.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what I do.
I make beer out of strange material also.
Oh, I think I'm gonna like this group here. I love beer.
I put down a bottle of the dragon beer. Drink when you are done working. It has a habit of putting people to sleep very quickly. It's made with green dragon blood.
Oh, a nightcap. Thank you very much. What do you want for it?
Nothing. You are doing good work for friends. I do not particularly like carrying weapons. Me better with punch.
Oh, I get you. All right. Well, thank you for the drink. I'll definitely have it this evening, and I'll let you know how I like it.
Kind of puts it off to the side.
All right.
All right, but yeah, just find any weird parts of creatures, whatever you have. I'll see if I can use it, and I'll pay you good money for it.
All right.
All right. Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, thank you so much, Mr. Gristleborn. We appreciate you.
Just call me Grint. Everybody else
Thank you,
does.
Grit.
Great. All right.
Grint.
Grint. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, you have yourselves a good day. And you, little man, I'm working on your armor. Everything else has been put to the side. It's gonna be fantastic.
I'm very excited.
All right. You take care now.
He turns around and he gets back to work.
Walk out of there, and it's like,
Still don't know what Shug could make of that guy.
okay, so I come from a family of smiths. I have never actually encountered anyone who seems to have this guy's approach to, metalwork or that kind of thing. Are there any folk in my family? It's like he reminds me of Uncle whatever, or this guy's just completely, just something else from my experience.
He definitely reminds you of many members of your family, but not in the sense of the way he was actually doing his work. It seems very foreign and very strange to you. You've never seen something like that. Like he seems to be, just from the few moments you saw him working, he's very deftly able to use the all of the tools with a very practiced hand. So in that respect, definitely that work was very familiar. But the actual glowing of the hands, the working with strange materials, the runes themselves, all of that it definitely does not ring any bells for you as far as family or anyone that you've heard of.
So the same sort of passion that Shug has for the forge, this guy also has it. It's just expressed in a different way completely.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah. We got to get Shug in this town to meet this guy.
I think they'd make something insane.
I think they would, and I'd probably get to use it to kill things. That'd
They
be
might,
awesome.
they might blow up the whole town trying, but sure.
That is,
Kind of look at the smithy. It's like, how far away are like other buildings and like children playing and stuff, and just sort of
Oh, there's like kids playing like 20, 25 feet away from the building. There are other buildings that are pretty close. Right next to, let's see. I mean, it's right across the street from the inn, which is only like 15 or 20 feet away. The Shrine of Luck, where Sister Graylee has the shrine and also her home, they're also within maybe 25 to 30 feet of the smithy.
We should see about him setting up if he's gonna do experiments. Maybe put him in that area the red brands were using.
Yeah,
It's
far
out
away
of the-
from everyone. Because
out
if he
of the
blows
way.
up, he's gonna take out the healer. That would be a problem.
I mean, hey, if he wants to play with fire, it's fine. If he's got the ideas and the explosions, we just don't want him to blow up the town itself. I mean, yeah, we like it here.
He'll
And
be
he seems to
fine.
as well.
I trust him.
Noted. We should definitely give him a chance, see if he wants to work on the more oomphy things, as he puts it, down underground where no one will get incinerated.
All right, I guess let's go check on Gundren.
Okay, so refresh my memory. There's the monk, the retired monk who also with the apple orchard.
Mhm.
We were talking like we kept on talking about getting those bracers from him, and I cannot for the life of me remember exactly
Right.
what it was we needed to do.
I got it. So we have to go to Old Owl Well because there's some weird activity happening out there, and he wants us to check in on it.
Right.
For Sister Garal, she wants us to go deal with a weird undead thing in a cottage.
That's right.
Something horrible.
And we must go find all those magical artifacts, like sooner rather than later, before
that's-
other wizards hear about it, because
Yeah.
they're going to take that stuff, and then
Yeah.
I'm going to get in trouble because
They'll
I didn't
get-
do my job.
Yeah, and they'll get promoted up faster in the mafia than you. Yeah.
I can't have that. That's just
No,
that's not
no, can't have
acceptable.
that at all.
Can't have
Certainly.
people being more important in the wizard mafia than me. I
Nope.
must rule wizard mafia. I don't think
Oh.
this is a thing, by the way.
So it's climb to power. Okay, yeah, all right.
I'm just gonna run with it if it means we do it faster. That's
But-
fine.
That's the same. That's the old owl. Well, that's the same place that he was saying that he'd like someone to check out, isn't it? That's the
No,
ruins.
that's No, that's
Yeah.
a different place.
No, that
It-
was Old Owl Well. Yeah, that there
Right.
were there
Oh, okay.
supposedly some kind of old ruins there, possibly magic ruins.
Magic ruins. Mm.
Right. It's the ruins from one of the Netheril. Right?
Shadowfell.
Yeah,
Or the
Netheril.
Netherese.
Netheril, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, that's two birds with one stone. One, you get some brownie points with your organization of evil wizards, and we, get to do a thing for him. And let's see what.
Hashtag future powerful rich husband, because that's my eventual plan of how I will take over Wizard Mafia.
What?
I don't know. It's just a thought I had.
What do those bracers do again?
We're not sure. I don't think he really explained, but I think they would. We were talking about that. Either you or I would have been able to wear them and make us a little harder to hit.
Oh, that'd be very good because Bochek
Yeah.
not have many ways to increase.
Yeah, this, he taps the breastplate. It's like, yeah, this doesn't slow me down. It helps a little bit, but something that I'd wear heavier stuff if it kept me quiet. But something that kept me quiet.
I mean, I'm sure there's, underground creatures that sneak. That if we could find their plates or chitin, we could probably get them to build you something.
Definitely. Well, it's something to keep an eye on. Let's go see what Gundren's up to. How's his hands doing?
All right.
By the Sister Growls.
Yep. So yeah, you're right there. So you actually just kind of walk right around the corner and past the shrine, and just kind of knock on Sister Graylee's door. And as you do, she opens it up and she sees it. Oh, good. Yes. Please, come. and you all come inside, and kind of like resting in the corner on on a chair is, you see Gundren. His feet are up, kind of like on an ottoman, and he's just kind of saying, "Oh, hey, that's good to see you. Come. And sitting next to him is Rydolph, the druid, and also Colleen, the small gnome mom to future rogue mastermind Carp. And they're all just kind of sitting there having a discussion. You can see that they're just kind of like drinking, and you can see that Gundren's hands are completely like wrapped. And he's just kind of like sitting there, and Colleen is like kind of feeding him. And again, he seems like he doesn't like it, but he's allowing it to happen. And he's like, all right, son. Yeah, come in. And you all sit down, and there's enough chairs and seats for all of you. And Sister Grayley said, well, I'm glad you're here. He's been asking for you this morning, and I've been trying to tell him to not move, and I've already started the process. Unfortunately, the hands are the worst, and but we're well on our way. And he goes, yeah, we're well on our way. And you can see like they're just completely like mummified, like one big hand, like one big finger. It's all wrapped up. And she says, well, it's for your own good. I had to re-break all of the fingers, and reset some of the bones in the hand. And it's going to take some time. The work, he said that the work that you did, you actually set his ankle and his ribs and such. Is like that was excellent work. That definitely helped. The knee, however, that's going to be later this afternoon. I need to do some work on that, and it's it's not going to be pretty. And he goes, yeah, she keeps telling me I can't leave. It's like, no, you can't leave, not yet. It's going to be at least 4 to 5 days before he could actually move around and be free of his wrappings on everything. But the healing process is going to still take its time. But in 4 or 5 days, he should be well enough to begin moving around on his own and taking care of himself. He goes, yeah, and been talking with these two. And Rydolph is just kind of like very like quietly just kind of, looking at all of you and nodding and kind of agreeing with Gundren. Yeah, well, we was talking, and well, you tell him. And Gundren's like, you're not going to the well. You're not going to the caves without me.
Caves? Okay.
Why
Yeah,
not?
to the mines.
I mean, the spider knows, like, you think he's found it by now?
Well, look, here's the problem. No one's seen my brothers. And, well, I think they're probably safe in the mines. But even if you were to find them, you wouldn't be able to get in without me. Even if he took you, and he kind of motions to Rydolph, you couldn't get in. Me and my brothers made sure of that.
Okay.
And it's only a rock seeker that's going to be able to get you in. So it's kind of why I wanted to get moving now. He kind of looks at Sister Grayley. But it's going to be a few days.
That's
Well,
fine.
From what I hear, the Iron Helms and the Rock Seekers are somewhat related. Is it a bloodline thing?
He gives you kind of an eye. He goes,
Maybe yes, maybe no.
Still, I suppose it'd be a real waste of time to get out there and find it doesn't work.
Exactly. So,
And you are not going anywhere because you can't walk. That knees, you can't keep up with us with the knee and the mittens.
Yeah, it's okay. We can wait. We have other things we need to attend to, so this is fine.
Yeah,
Well.
this is good. We can. There's a couple other things out there that folk would like us to look into, and we've got the time, so this works out. You rest up. We'll come back when we're done with those, and you can. By that point, you should be ready to go.
yeah, because trust me, I wanted to leave because I want to make sure that my brothers are good. But yeah, so 4 or 5 days, 4, right? And she's like, maybe 4, maybe 5. So, all right, fine.
Gundren, I know you're in a rush, but I think you should take the full time, because if we go into this place, we know they've already captured you once. They've had a small contingent of goblinoids. We don't know what else Spider has at its disposal, and therefore, I don't want you coming in less than 100%. I don't need a liability.
Kind of sighs and says, yeah, well, I tend to agree with you, but still want to get going as soon as I can. So just do what you got to do. A couple days time, we'll go up.
All right. Well, yeah, we're not gonna sit on this. But we'll take care of what the other stuff, and you heal up.
Will do. And as he kind of sits back and Colleen, and she's kind of like, she says, hey, how are you? How are you? She continues to feed him, and right off is like, I'll walk you out.
All right.
Yeah. Sister Gorilla, as you're leaving, she kind of stops. She goes, so will you have time to possibly take care of the thing I asked?
That's on the list, yeah.
All right. So give me a moment. I just want to do some last minute healing on Gundren, and I will come talk with you outside and give you more detail.
Sounds good.
She kind of continues. She walks over. She starts talking with the two of them. Right off walks you out. As you walk outside, says, "Hey, listen. So, you did me a favor, and I promised you I would take you. I know he wants to go. I don't know what he means about you're not going to make your way in, but I can still take you if you want. I mean, I know he was very insistent, but the decision's yours. I made you a promise, and I intend one way or another to keep it. So whether we go now or you want to wait a few days for him, I will accompany you and make sure that you all get there without issue."
I appreciate what you're saying. I just think I'm inclined to wait, because if what Gundren's saying is true, we might not even be able to get in, and I don't want to waste your time and ours.
I do have an idea, though. Could you find it?
Oh, I know exactly where it is.
Could you at least, find out if anyone's, camped outside it? Like if the spider knows where it is, if he can't get in, but it might be nice to know, I've seen you be able to turn into a bunch of different creatures. I mean, if you could turn into a bird that just flies overhead, it's like, there's about 20 goblins camped out front there. That'd be something good to know before we go. Yeah. If there's a giant smoking hole where the entrance was and they've somehow blasted their way in, that'd also be good to know before we go. But I think Gundren's so fixated on going himself. I've seen that look in my family when, when things they want don't happen, they get bitter about it. Right. I think we should check out the other things that we're doing, but if you want to do, pay us back, if you can just let us know whether it's occupied, the entrance anyway, not asking you to go in or anything or try to go in, but just, does it look like people other than the Rock Seekers have been there or are camped out or trying to get in? That might be good to know.
All right.
he kind of thinks about it for a moment and he goes, yeah, considering where it is, that shouldn't be too much of a task. So yeah, I could do that for you. Especially if it's going to be a few days. So
Sure.
yeah, I could do that.
All right. I look back at the rest of the group. It's like, does that sound good?
I think that's wise. Knowing what we're going into, at least for as long as we can, is the wisest move.
Yeah.
Yeah, boss, that sounds good to me.
All right, then that's. I consider the deal paid. If you do that for us, that'd be great.
All right, that's fair enough. So, all right, I'll meet you all back here in a couple days' time, and hopefully your friend will be ready to go, and now I have some information for you.
All right.
All right, fair enough.
We'll hang out and wait for the sister, I guess, to come out and give us information on her quest.
Okay. He kind of nods off to all of you and doesn't go back in. He actually kind of heads further into the town, more towards like the Sleeping Giant area. About 5 or 10 minutes go by, and you kind of watch a few people, because Sister Grayley's home is also not too far from the actual park area and the town green. So you actually see a few people like in the town green, and they see you and they're just like, hi, hello. And again, just everyone is waving to all of you. And finally Sister Grayley comes out. And she goes, oh, okay, excellent. Good. Thank you for waiting. Yeah, he's going to be down tonight and for the next couple of days with everything that's going to happen. I'm going to actually do his surgery this evening. And Kalina's going to help. She has some experience, medically anyway. And she's going to help me with his knee. But that's not why we're here. Yes, thank you for taking this on. So essentially, she kind of like looks around for a moment, and she begins. All right, so I'm trying to, as I said before, I'm trying to find information on a certain thing, and this this creature has this information. Unfortunately, I upset her, and as you remember, it did not go well for me. But all right, no more beating around the bush. This is a banshee. She resides in the ruins of the old town. There's an old town known as Connerbury. If you follow the tribal trail for about almost a day and a half to 2 days from here, you can't miss it. It's right off of the trail itself. The creature's name is Agatha. She has this information, and I have it upon good authority. I wish I would have been told about making her upset, but if you give her this gift, and she kind of reaches into her pouch and she pulls out this beautiful, it looks like this ivory bone comb. It's kind of like rounded. The teeth are like have these intricate scrolling carved into it. There seems to be a gold filigree like filled into divots on the comb itself, and then you see this very large pearl like set right into the middle of it. If you give this to her, and I will also tell you, not piss her off, there's a good possibility that she will give you the information I require. If you're able to do this for me, as I said, I will be able to reward you with what I can, which would include some healing potions, possibly something else. but it depends on whether you're able to get the information or not.
What's the information we're seeking?
So, and she looks around again. Goes, I am looking for information on Bo Gentle's spell book.
All right.
Okay, it's a spell book.
It's a dead wizard's spell book, I'm guessing.
Essentially, yes.
Mm.
The whatever information she can give to you will be wonderful. It's something that myself and some of my associates have been looking for. It will help a number of people if we are able to find it, but yeah, we have no idea where it is. So if you can ask her specifically the location of Bo Gentle's spell book, whatever information she can give you would be valuable.
So unlike Dragon, we have to negotiate with this one. We can't just punch it and
Yes.
get our way.
Yes. we want to negotiate.
I would not advise trying to punch it, as you say.
Me and Drovar should lead that one for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. I'll talk to a ghost.
Okay. We'll offer her a drink.
I'm not sure she can drink it. I think
Well,
she's
she-
dead.
If she
I mean,
can, it
if
wouldn't
she's
hurt.
straight edge, I respect that.
So
Wait.
so
So, yeah.
yes.
I look over at Basha. It's like, so, have you heard the name Bo Gentle? Does that sound
Can
like...
I roll for that? What would I?
Make a history check.
Now that you mention it, 20 not natural.
You have no idea who that is.
Now that you mention it, yeah, no, I've never heard of anyone by that name.
Okay.
I once knew a monkey who had 2 clapping things of brass back in Chult, and his
Yeah?
name was Bo Gentle. I don't think he was a
Gentle.
wizard, though.
Someone wrote a song about him, didn't they, at some point? Mr. Bogentle? I'm pretty sure. It was popular for like a week. It was good.
All right.
Well,
So she wraps up the comb and she kind of hands it to. She kind of holds it out. Who wants to take it?
I will kind of back up and let Basha take it.
I'll take
'cause
it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll
you're
wrap it up neatly and put it in my bag.
less likely to be in front of someone who's going to hit you.
So yes, just get whatever information you can, and come back as soon as you're possible.
Just since you're talking about rewards and stuff, is there another reward for it if she says, "Oh, it's the book's just down the lane there under a rock, and we happen to find it and bring it back"? Is that?
Oh,
I
if
don't
If
know
you-
where it is
yeah.
either, but if it happens to be, just nearby.
that would be something. But yes, if you're able to actually retrieve it and bring it back, I know my associates would be very, very grateful, and absolutely there would be something more than healing potions and coin if you wished it.
Who are your associates?
I was just about to ask, are your associates wizards by chance? Who are these associates of yours?
She kind of looks around again and she goes, I will say they aren't wizards, but they definitely are of the arcane persuasion, a number of them.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what. Come back, whether you're successful or not, and to thank you for your aid. I will be more forthcoming with who they are. But
Okay.
I'd rather
Alright.
not. I'd rather not talk about it right now.
Fair, that's
So
fair. That's fair.
you trust them implicitly?
My associates? Yes.
Can I make an insight check?
Yeah, absolutely.
I have things to say to my party that I can't say right now.
14.
14? Yeah, she seems to absolutely believe what she's saying.
Well, you seem to be good with us, so assumingly they live up to your standards, then I think we'll be probably good with them.
Hey, sounds good.
All right. Well, again, thank you so much for even attempting it. I will make sure to take very good care of your friend, and I will see you in a few days' time.
Good.
She kind of bows and heads back inside.
So we start heading away.
Once we're out of earshot, like a good distance away, I'm gonna be like, so I have conflict of interest here, because let's say we do get this information about the spell book and we know where it is. I technically should find that spell book and take it straight back to my wizard friends. So if let's say we do find this book, it's leverage for us to get more out of her later, if that makes sense. Probably.
Well, it depends who her friends are. I mean,
I want to know
okay.
who her friends are first before I say that.
Look, if it's competition with the Wizard Mafia, it sounds like it's another group like that. You know.
Yes, but I have duty to Wizard
Also,
Mafia, and her friends I may not like.
You can send messages to your wizard boss, right? So you could technically instantly tell your wizard boss as soon as you have that information, and then we can still give that information to her, and we're still fulfilling our contract.
That's fair. That's fair.
Technically,
Yes, we could.
She did not say discretion to us. She just said she had to be discreet. That's why you always read the contract.
I think she's
Yep.
a little naive, but yeah, that technically, yeah,
Well,
we could
I'm gonna
screw
wait.
over, yeah.
I want to wait and see who she's working for, because that will make all the difference.
Okay.
I will say crossing the servant of the goddess of luck is not always a good idea.
Yeah,
Well, that's why
true.
I was gonna let Basha do it, because she's an evil witch, so it won't.
I'm
affect
not
us.
evil.
Hold on. A thought has reached Bocek's
Yes,
brain.
Bocek.
Bocek not fully feel comfortable flat out underhanded betraying somebody who asked us to help after they help person we ask them to help.
That's true. We do owe her.
Well, take a look. I mean, who knows? She might say it's like, oh, it's at the bottom of the sea under the, you know, it's like, well, we're done, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I would say, though, if you could, you know, if you can talk to your Wizard Mafia and send them messages, ask them who Bowgentle is. Do they know? Is it a name of somebody? Or would that be, oh, the hunt is on and now...
I don't want to do that until, again, I need more information. Let's go talk to this Banshee lady. Give
so
her the
you don't trust
comb,
them
get the
entirely
info.
either. Yeah, good.
It's not that I don't... It's not that,
Very
it's not that I
clever.
don't trust
Yeah.
them.
I
It's
mean,
that
they
I
are
don't...
watching your house, literally.
Look, what if her associates are related to them? And they get mad that I'm just shouting the name Bowgentles from the treetops where, like, everyone could hear. Okay, it's a magical message, but same thing. Where, like, you know, anyone could intercept it. And then they get mad at me because I, like, blew the cover on some big operation that I didn't know about. See, I don't want to do that.
Right, you don't want to piss off a cadre of evil wizards and the goddess of luck at the same time, boy.
Yeah,
That's,
can you imagine? I would be, like, totally screwed. That would be awful.
It was nice knowing you. Okay.
Yeah, stop having that evil look on your face like you're planning how to make me screw myself over.
I'm not.
Gorple. I saw that.
My dear,
saw that, Gorple.
Look, I enjoy your company. I enjoy hanging out, and you trying to keep you alive is quite satisfying. You know,
Thank
this is
you.
Good.
I enjoy you as a person too, and it's not fair.
You know, I'm trying to. I just think that those group of wizards, that's too sweet a deal for the amount of things they're asking you to do. There's things they want you to do that they're not telling you, and I think you're just not asking enough questions about it. That's all I'm saying. What do I know? I hit things with an axe.
Yeah, well, no, you're right. Let's see what we find here, and in that place they told us to look for magical artifacts, and then I can have a very interesting conversation with my benefactor and see what's really going on there.
That sounds fair.
So from the markings on our map, they're kind of equidistant. The ruin is on the trail. Old Owlwell is probably going to take some traveling of hills or a mountainous region, but looks hilly.
but they're almost. I mean, looking at it, looking at that map here. I mean, they're closer as the crow flies than Neverwinter and Thunder Tree. So yeah, there's a good bit of some uphill travel to get up to Old Owl Well, but definitely if we follow the trail, we'll see what we can find out from this banshee, and then we'll head up to that tower.
I want to be honest with you. I want to deal with the tower before I want to deal with the banshee, because I understand a person digging more than I understand a banshee that you have to bribe with a necklace or whatever you have.
Comb.
Yeah, I'm afraid she's literally gonna drink our life. So I don't like if there's a
She
person
might. I don't know. I don't like
talk
banshees.
to or injure to stop doing whatever they're doing. I'm far more comfortable with that than you talking to some ghost lady who's gonna literally drink your soul.
I don't know. A banshee killed my family. No, I'm kidding. A banshee didn't kill my family.
The one thing I'm going to say is that comb that she's carrying now to hand off, that, I mean, we breathe on it the wrong way, it's going to break. That thing looks extremely fragile.
That's how I
climbing up on rocks and stuff, even if she's got it all wrapped up careful. If we go to that banshee and bring her a broken comb, well,
she
the
won't
soul
take it.
drinking was just going to start right there, and we won't
Yeah.
even get to ask the question.
I
think
still
we
get
just
my soul drunk.
That in the Banshee no location of Bojangles recipe books, so like we need to get that back to Lady to
Yes.
get healing stuff, and healing stuff maybe help us with next job.
All right, so let's go to
so
banshee
I think
first.
we're in agreement. We're going to do both. We're going to try to do both in one trip here. The question is, which one do we deal with first?
Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought we were
No,
doing one coming back. Okay.
No, they're in the same area. That's the only reason why I was saying is I feel safer going after a potential threat of a person or digging, which is what the information I have in my notes, is that he's like, there's someone digging around. Go find out. I feel much safer dealing with a person with a shovel than I do with an undead lady who's going to literally eat Basha and Drovar's soul. When
Okay,
they
but
talk to him.
Yes,
but I'm with Drovar on flimsy comb, so I think we should go to banshee first.
Yeah,
I'm
So
actually going to lean with Basha and Drovar also on this one. I think Banshee might be better to go to first, simply because from what I understand, we're not fighting Banshee. We're just
Hopefully.
talking.
Very hopeful.
Not the plan, but it can happen. We saw what happened to Sister Gorali.
Yeah, she didn't come back.
Yeah.
Hey, she still had her soul. Was banged up pretty bad. All right, so
I'll go with, if you guys think that's the best, that's fine. I just want you to know how much I don't want to deal with this ghost who's going to eat all your souls, because I'm not coming inside.
that's fine. You
That's
watch
fine,
out.
You can wait outside.
Wait outside and let us know if something's coming to kill us while we talk.
Sure. Yep. Definitely going to happen.
You're actually going to warn us.
I lick
right?
my eyelids as I say that.
You're actually.
Why
That's
do you
that's
do
kind
that?
of a
You
giveaway.
do that
when
sometimes, yeah.
You do that blink when you're getting a little shifty, I think.
My eyes are dry and I lick my eyes again.
I think you're gonna. I'd really like it. We go talk to the banshee, and if something comes to attack us, you're going to warn us, right? Like shout out, like.
Yeah, I have a horn. That's like 300 feet. Yeah, I should be fine.
So you're gonna be 300 feet away.
I don't want to approach an evil ghost that's going to rip out your souls.
Fair enough. Okay.
I mean,
we can work with this.
I'll stay close enough, but if I see glowing or chairs start floating, I don't know how comfortable I'm going to be.
In fairness,
Listen,
if you're 300 feet away, her ghost friends could come and like take you away, and we'd never even know.
No,
That's so far away.
start
I-
that.
listen,
No.
So you think this is funny, but I'm from Cholt. You don't understand the horrors that wander that jungle. You don't understand the necromancer that keeps it in its clutch. This is not funny.
He's a
This is not-
necromancer?
No.
There's
we're
an
off track here.
undead
No.
legion. The swamps themselves are haunted. This is the
What?
worst possible thing we could be doing.
Okay, I did not know all this about
Yeah,
Joel.
you did it. Joke about fucking banshee. See how that feels.
I'm doing an insight check on Basha. Is she interested in what he's talking about, or horrified and like, no, I don't want to deal with it? But I'm rolling because I don't know.
All right, so Basha, I mean, are you trying to deceive, or are you just what do you want to do?
No, I am. No. I mean, go ahead and roll. What's your?
I
roll,
rolled an
but-
18, so
Yeah,
he's
no,
watching. It's like, is she like, oh, I want to go there now, or oh no, I don't want to go there?
She probably doesn't want to deal with Necromancer, but she is interested in what he's talking about. Like, oh, I'd love to know more when he's not pissed off and like yelling about it right now. So I'll ask him later. So she's interested from an academic perspective, but it does not sound like she now wants to go to Chol.
Okay,
Not
so
that she ever did.
I'm not seeing the
Jungle and
magical
her, no.
equivalent of dollar sign suddenly.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen
No.
that look I have seen, so I just want to know if I'm seeing it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
you don't see that. Yeah.
All right, so
I'll even say with that 18 insight, there is genuine fear in Gorple's
oh yeah,
and eyes. He's like, I don't want to deal with whatever's happening.
yeah, he's made it very clear his feeling towards evil witches and arcane magic and stuff. He's like, yeah, all right, it can work.
And with the 18 insight, Bochek's checked out.
Yeah. Have you been drinking the green dragon stuff again? Okay. So do we want to? I mean, we're all rested up. Do we need another day of people coming by and putting drinks in our hands? I mean, that was nice.
Yeah,
But
it was nice, but I think we should go. Let's.
it's not
yeah,
even
let's go
lunchtime.
talk
We
to
can
a
probably get a
banshee.
good bit of distance under our feet before the day's out. All right,
Okay.
I'm gonna head back to the inn and head back to the giant and get my stuff, and I'll meet you over back at the inn.
Do we want to leave the cart and just take the horses in case we're going to traverse those hills across the way?
Yeah, that'd be good. That way the wizard mafia can't watch us anyway.
What if it's in the horse?
We're,
we
we're
don't know.
taking Hank. Hank's the best horse we got.
That's true, but check the harness. Give the harness one good look before we go.
I can detect magic on it if you
How
want,
much?
but I'd rather not.
The
Why not?
mafia.
Why not?
Oh,
What
I
are
guess
you
I
afraid
can.
to find?
Never mind, I can do it. It'll just take 10 minutes because I don't feel like wasting any energy for the day, so I will do that.
All right.
I'm gonna take 10 minutes to look over that harness.
Okay.
I'm doing it. I'm gonna
All right.
detect magic. See if
Okay.
this is how they're listening in.
All right. So Drovar, yeah, you get your stuff from Sleeping Giant. You make your way back to the group. Bochek and Gorple, you gather your things and start preparing for the trip. Basha, you take your 10 minutes. You pull out Jan, and you begin casting detect magic. And it's a radius, so you don't have to like specifically do it on the cart. But
Good, because I don't want to have to touch Hank because
Yeah.
I know he'll just bite me.
yeah, you just like right next to it. And after 10 minutes, both yours and Jan's eyes flash as detect magic comes up, and you kind of look around, and there is a slight glow of enchantment magic on the cart.
I knew it.
Aha! Yeah, I won't
Actually, I
say anything
didn't,
out
but-
loud. I won't say anything out loud. I'll just be like,
Yeah.
okay, all right. And once everybody's there later, I'm gonna like shuffle us away from the cart and be like, "It's the cart! It's the cart, Drovar! It's on the cart!"
We told you. Thank you.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
con-
yeah.
Based
that's
on
fine.
the magic, it's a combination. It's interesting. It's a combination of enchantment and transmutation.
So what's it do?
Weird. I'm not sure now that I said that.
All right. So
If you want,
So,
if you
it's
wanted,
enchanted.
if you wanted more detail, you probably have to either spend some time with it or identify it.
Do we have another 10 minutes while you're all getting ready to go? I'm gonna identify it.
So you
I
spend
see
another.
a cat in
yeah.
Drovar's hands.
yeah,
I've
I just showed
identified
up.
that
I don't
successfully.
You spend another 10 minutes, and as the identify spell is completed, it's very interesting. You hear Jan's voice in your mind.
Oh, well, that is very interesting. The enchantment and transmutation magic has made this cart more durable, and it has allowed it to carry more weight than it normally can. It is very difficult to break, essentially. It is not indestructible, but it makes it a hearty, definitely a hearty cart for your needs, especially if you are an adventurer.
Okay, so basically it's just made so that it will make it not break as easy, but it can't listen in on me or anything. There's nothing
No, there is no enchantment such as that. It is the transmutation actually made it's very strange. The outside is definitely wood, but if we were to peel the wood away, inside there is actual metal that is reinforcing the wood.
Interesting. Okay.
The enchantments are to actually make it, as I said, to carry more weight than it normally could.
Okay, so sorry to disappoint you, Drovar, but it is just reinforced magic to make it strong, and then there's actual like metal inside to make it stronger, so it makes it harder to break, or to like if it's attacked to like fall apart. Yeah, they're not listening in that way.
No. So if we wanted to take it into rougher terrain,
We could. And actually, it might be better if we take it, and here's the only reason why. If we go to that second place, and some of these magical artifacts or whatever they are huge, we might need the cart to carry them back. Or if there's a lot of them.
Yeah, we might find a full bust of a wizard, and that's very important.
Oh, Eben will want that, I'm sure. They will want to display it in the college for years to come. There's like a whole gallery of like statues of important people that no one remembers who they are. Yeah, they will want that.
There's also the fact that now we have reason to bring back monster hides. If we
That's
find strange and interesting creatures, it's a good idea to load up hides on cart.
all right, so this magical cart's proven to be indispensable. Clever.
See, they get you hooked, and then you can't stop. It's kind of like one of those things.
All right. So just so you're aware, since you identified it, the cart can carry up to 3,000 pounds before it becomes weighed down, and then it would basically be half speed. And up until those 3,000 pounds, it is not affected by difficult terrain.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're keeping it. That is too handy.
And it's not a very large cart. I mean, it's a cart. It's definitely seems to be more condensed than a normal cart, but it absolutely can carry a lot of stuff, a lot of heavy stuff anyway.
Okay, well, all right. Let's load up this cart and get ready to go.
All right, my character's comic paranoia be damned. We're taking the damn cart.
Yeah. So once with the identify spell complete and your fears allayed that you are being watched and tracked by the wizard mafia, you begin your trek to complete 2 tasks that you've been asked by 2 separate people here in Phandalin, while waiting on Gundren Rockseeker to be completely healed up, or at least partially, enough that he will accompany you on your trek to Wave Echo Cave. And that is where we're going to call it for the evening.
Ba-ba-ba.
Awesome.
Dun, dun, dun. Good game, guys.
It was fun.
Yeah. Can't wait to see what happens next week. Drinking with the dinosaur. Nice.
It was weird and fun.
I like the dinosaur giving Boshek the look of, you did this to me.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. So thank you to my players. Thank you to my wonderful super mod, my wonderful wife, Shady, Mama Shady there. Want to also, before we finish up, I want to do a quick few shout outs to folks. Soldier of Ash, thank you so much for the raid. Appreciate you. Lady Poopsie, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub to Southern Twist. Aspiring Adventures, thank you for the follow. We appreciate you. Anatomy of a Mind, thank you for the follow as well. And thank you, everybody. Thank you to our patrons for supporting us in on Patreon, which is allowing us to very much help us out with a number of different things. I don't want to spoil secrets yet. I'm gonna actually say those things as they happen, but things are in the pipeline. Things are happening. Thanks to our patrons. Also,
Mysterious.
yes, mysterious. Thank you also to our subs, our Twitch subs, and everyone who's followed, everyone who's watching. We appreciate you so much for all your support. Thank you for that. As we close out for the evening, we are going to share the love as I like to do, and looking to see who we have currently that we can share the love with. Let's see, who do we have? Oh, we have Two to Your Head. Two, again, individual who is amazing guy, amazing father, amazing husband, amazing streamer. He supports so many of us and all the things that we do. So I definitely want to show him some love. He is currently streaming Resident Evil, the new one, Village. So if you're interested in seeing some of that content, if you're interested in supporting him, please show him some love as we finish up for the evening. Remember to please remember, care for yourself, care for others, and let's support each other. Things are starting to get better. Okay, so please hold on to that and remember that you're not alone, and there's always somebody who cares about you and somebody who wants to help. It's important to say that because not a lot of people get to hear it enough. So take care, and we will see you all next time.